get to do what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
It does kill it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. But Klopp doesn't change the system. Move back left. You don't want to change from the 4-3.
What did we say, people? Nostradamus 2023, predicting the future. You got us three replicating that in the football world. What did we tell you about Klopp? What did we tell you about LFC? Before we get into anything, big up to everyone in the building. Hope you've all had a happy new year. Hope you guys have a happy new year as well. Hope you enjoyed the whole festive period with your family and stuff. But we're back to reality. We're back to reality. And I think this is more of a kick in the teeth than the World Cup was, because reality is really kicking in now. Before I get into the comments, Romz, what are you guys telling me, man?
Happy New Year, my guy. Happy New Year and that. Hey.
Literally,
Aye.
New Year, same shit, innit? Still stinks the same, still, do you know what I mean? It's just, but I'm good, man. I'm good. You know what, yeah, I didn't do the preview, you lot. What did you lot think the result would be?
2-2.
Like, honestly, like me, yeah, I thought it would be a draw as well. What about you, Jerry?
It would be 2-2.
A win.
Nah, he's honest. He's honest.
It's the hope that kills you.
No, it's a win. I thought, no. After Leicester, I thought, you know what? We might lose against Leicester, and they scored first. Yeah, I remember I said not lose, but I thought we'd go 2-1. When we came out of that, and it was 2-1. I was like, you know what? Liverpool are back on track. Liverpool are back on track. Like, top four is back on. Whatever I was saying about Klopp, Linders, Elliott, Carvalho, Konate. Yes, Konate, Tsimikas, all them brothers that I spoke about. When man tried to tell me about centre-back, I'm going to get into it. When man tried to tell me about centre-backs, what have I been saying? Now look.
Yeah, these BBCs ain't looking too great, boy.
Bro, they're not, bro. They're not. But look, big up to everyone in the I'm just going to run through, run through some comments. Make sure we're smashing a like. I expect 20 likes off the bat. I know you guys can do it. So 20 likes straight away. Big up Sal, big up to yourself. Aman Singh saying, I just laughed when Brentford kept scoring and Robertson gathered all the players together. Washed team. The Don, so pissed off with Liverpool at the moment. We are a shambles. Aman Singh saying, Jerry, hurry up, get your badges. We need you in the dugout. I got my badges, bro. I got my badges. How about that? Not the UEFA A, I got my badges. I ain't got the UEFAs, but I got the FAs, innit? I got the FAs. Ravi saying, until we stop gorilla gluing the issues, nothing's going to change. Everyone is to blame. We haven't just been bad yesterday. This has been looking peak for the longest. It's finally caught up with us. Has it finally caught up with us? I agree with everything you said, but has it finally caught up with us? Because we've been saying this for the longest. It caught up with us back end of last season. That's when it caught up with us. It caught up with us when we had centre-back issues and we had Fabinho and Henderson doing up centre-backs. Doing up centre-back partnership. That's when, do you know what I mean? It caught up with us. We got Spirit saying Elliot cooking session incoming. Yeah. Elliot's gonna
Yeah.
Rom-
Yeah.
Ravi saying Romz low key downloaded this tune.
Ravi, you know what's funny? Jerry, ask him what I've been on about for time.
Yeah.
Jerry sent me the song. It's a tune, isn't it?
It's a tune. Big up.
Big
We
up,
got Mary
Ravi.
Khalif saying, what's up? Klopp looks like Arsene Wenger. LFC Aaron saying afternoon, lads. Abdus Chabri saying
Afternoon,
New
bro.
Year. Saying
Literally.
Pan of Scouts, big up to yourself, saying Sack Lindis, he has too much influence. If he's being primed to take over from Klopp, it's obvious it ain't going to work, in my opinion. We can chat about that. We got McLovin, big up McLovin. But yeah, man, let's get into it. I didn't watch the game. Didn't get to watch the game, but I watched the highlights, so I know what happened. I watched extended highlights. A game that if Liverpool win, they're 1 point off top 4. Yes, the other teams have got a game in hand on us, but it brings us closer. Romz.
Do you want me to tell you what's worrying? You know, obviously,
Yeah.
the only thing that makes me a bit smile is that I was able just to get paid to watch it, but it still hurt. But let me tell you what's embarrassing. The Brentford fans, you know that I don't know what the stand's called, but the equivalent to our cop, so their home stand, the one that kind of goes up, their fans were saying we're confident. And you know, like I didn't really even question that. I don't know, the last 2 games, there's a Brentford fan that sits near me. Big up James if you're watching. But he even said, regardless that the fact other fans are saying this is embarrassing, the fact even though you beat Villa and Leicester, you just don't look convincing. You're open like a knife through butter. And I said, boy, I can't even disagree with anything he's saying. He actually predicted a 2-1 win. So he was one goal off, basically. No, he's 1 goal worse off. But he said, I think we'll beat you lot today. And I said, boy, I can't lie, we're dead, but we will get a draw. Like, we're not losing this game. We'll minimum get a draw. Afterwards, he just laughed at me, and I didn't really know what to say. Did I expect us to win? No. But to lose like that from minute 1, that you two, I know you said you didn't watch it, but you watched it whilst it was live. Did you feel we were ever going to get back into that game?
Brother, never, like ever, like. Yeah, we'll get into it, but yeah, nah, I didn't feel that it was ever getting. Even when we scored, it looked like the only way we would even get back in is just if Brentford they just capitulated like they did against Spurs. Yeah. Like that game, I was like, oh, is it going to be another Spurs? Is it a draw on the cards? But then I remembered this is Liverpool though. That's not happening. Like that's not going to happen the same way I think it is. So. And yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. This conversation is going to be interesting.
It's mad you mentioned that Tottenham game because when it did go 2-1, 3 of the Brentford fans like, oh, he said to me, might be right now. But I feel like we had maybe 5 minutes of sustained pressure, but we had to score within that period to salvage anything.
Yeah.
And obviously, Nunez I saw the replay, he was a touch offside or whatnot. But if that goes in, I think it is. If that's allowed, it's a different game because that makes it 2-2, I believe. Yeah, I think that makes it 2-2. But once we didn't score in that period, and then they took a foothold of the game again, and then they brought on Sergi Canos and De Silva just to kind of calm things down and stretch the play. I said, we're done. There was no point at all. I thought we were getting back in that game. It was embarrassing. It was actually embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well start with the plan of the game. Obviously, not wholesale changes, but changes made to the lineup. I've been screaming for the longest about, and it was last stream. It was the last stream. I sat here and spoke about, not changing the back line too often, keeping it solid because it breeds confidence. You get used to, the players that you got, you chopping it. You look at the most successful teams, the back line never changed. You just knew who the back line was. You look at Liverpool's most successful period when we won the league, you knew it was Gomez, Van Dijk, Verge, and Robertson and Trent. That was the back line. No one was coming in to go and change it. Yeah, Matip was injured. I think Matip is better. But Gomez doesn't form, and you didn't change the back line. What have you been doing since? Since we got our centre-backs, what have we been doing? Rotating, playing Russian roulette with centre-backs. For what reason? I don't know. For what reason? I don't know. People want to go and talk to me about, Klopp, yeah, we need to go and do. I mean, it's different horses for different courses and all of that. And I don't agree with that. I think you got your back line, and your back line should be able to do what they do. It breeds a partnership. But anyway, Konate comes in for Matip. In the midfield, Fabinho's back. So Fabinho's back in the midfield. We have Thiago playing. Is it Henderson playing? Oh no, is it Elliot? No, it's Elliot playing, isn't it?
And listen, can I quickly ask you, look, because I wasn't able to check the news, but when the lineups got released, what happened to Hendo? Let me guess. Wild guess. Injured?
Concussion.
Okay, so Henderson's out. It's Elliot starting again. I guess. And then up front, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Nunez, Salah. Looking at that lineup, and everyone in the comments as well, and G and Romz, I'm going to ask this to G though. Were you looking at that lineup thinking there's a problem here? Were you like confident? Were you like, no, this is a comfy lineup. I'm happy with it.
I wouldn't say I was happy with it, but it's definitely not a lineup I would have thought we'd lose 3-1. I definitely didn't think that. I can't lie and say, yo, this lineup looks brazy. Like, nah. It should have been a lineup that I felt should have at least taken a draw out of the game, kind of thing. I just see Gunali in the chat. But yeah, like it's definitely a lineup that I looked at and thought, yeah, man, like we should be able to, you know what I mean, get a good result. Brentford are a tough team regardless, but yeah. I'm just laughing. I'm genuinely just laughing. Like this Liverpool are too funny. They're just too funny. But yeah, what about you though? When you saw the lineup, what did you both think?
Well,
like, did you think we would lose with that lineup?
Well, no, I thought we'd win, but and I mean in the forward line, I was like, cool. But what I didn't like, and I don't know who I would have put in it. When I saw Elliot in that lineup, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I haven't liked it for the longest, and I've been saying it. I haven't liked it for the longest, but it is what it is. Like he's our best.
I said, yeah, if there's a phrase for Elliot, it's much ado about nothing. He looks like he's doing a lot when in theory he's doing fuck all. Sorry for my language, but he's doing nothing. Anyway, sorry, Jerry, carry on. I just had to.
Yeah. So Elliot was the one who was like, all right, cool. And Konate was the big one for me. Konate, Tsimikas, those are the big ones for me. You made 2 massive changes at the back. For what? I don't know. I know Robertson was injured.
And JJ
risk him, but then he ended up playing anyway. So he must have not been that injured.
Exactly.
He must have not been that injured, but I mean, cool.
And you were even saying it just last stream. You don't mix and match the back four. You just don't do it. You just don't.
You just said it now. You know what I find. You know what I just find funny about that. You just said Konate, so we'll swap Konate with Van Dijk. So Konate, Tsimikas, and Elliot. What did Klopp do at halftime? He swapped Elliot, Tsimikas, and obviously Van Dijk because he was supposedly, even I think he bowled it, man. Like, I ain't even trying to hear some type of calf injury type of.
He was dead. He was dead. I watched it. He was dead. That's what happened. He was dead. He was dead.
But
and Konate,
he ended up.
And when you look at the stats, he was dead. Konate was dreadful. When you look at the stats, Van Dijk was dead. As in, this needs to get put back up. This whole team needs to get put back up.
I know what's coming.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I'm thinking, I know. Yeah.
No. Oh my days.
17 lashes for that, bro. He deserves 17 lashes on that ass.
You look, can I just add in something? You've heard it everywhere, but I just have to say it. This was without their talisman, you know. I haven't told you for
That's why I thought we'd win. Romz, that's why I thought we'd maybe even nick a win. Just because I thought, like Tony is very integral to what they do. He's a good player.
Do you know what's so mad? Johan Visser gave us problems last time. And you know what? Even when the lineup, so back to your question, JJ&G, when you're like, did you think of that lineup you could win? Regardless what the lineup is, the players we have at our disposal, I honestly didn't think we could win that game, but I thought we had enough not to lose the game. Like you said, G, I thought it'd be a 1-1 or a 2-2. But when I saw this in the lineup, I thought, you know what? It's a drop-off, but if you've been watching Brentford, it's not a mad drop-off. You know, we know he's not as good as Tony, but he's actually quite a good footman. I think eventually he could even get a move because even in the big games, he does his thing. He's very technically good. He actually links play so well. But I looked at that squad and thought, I'm like you, JD. When I saw Elliot in there, I'm going to be so honest. I would have rather saw Keita from early because he made the change anyway.
I know he made it, but the maddest thing is about that is I don't rate any of them. I think they're all shit. I think
Yeah, of course, of
And
course.
I can't wait till we speak on Thiago because that's probably one of the worst games I've seen in a Liverpool shirt.
Keita's shit, Elliot's shit, but he's been our best shit player. Like, he's shit. Hold on. Hold on. Was I not talking? I don't know. When was this? Was it on this channel? Was it someone else's channel? I was talking about Elliot. No, it was on Hussam's channel, and I was talking about with Monts about it. Man are trying to tell me that Elliot's decent, he's calm. Decent for what, bro?
Much ado about nothing. Much ado about nothing.
What? But decent for what? You're playing at Liverpool. What are you doing? But hold on, we're going off on tangents. But look, the game unfolded. Gee, how did Liverpool start?
You know what? I'll be honest. We actually started the game looking like, as Romz mentioned about, we like having the period where we needed to score. That's what we looked like when we started the game. I can't even say that we started the game shit or anything. No. We started the game more than fine. We weren't threatening in any way, in any form, but we just had the ball. Yeah, we just looked comfortable. Brentford looked like they were just still trying to kind of, just get themselves into the right positions, etc., etc. But then obviously we concede the goal. My issue with conceding the goal is this, obviously it was through the corner. Now I said it. I done a review, a post-match review, and I posted out this morning. Yeah, and I said I don't mind. Every team in the world, they've all got.
By the way,
say that again. Oh yeah, love.
They go run that up GTV, man.
Love. Like Romz, deep this year. I'm sitting there. I'm saying, cool. Every team in the world, they've got their way that they play. Every team's got their own niche. So Man City are a possession-based team. Liverpool are this pressing team, and we've all got things that when they work, that's like Burnley were a team who played long balls. Like everyone's got their own thing that they're good at, and Brentford are a team who like to get up and at them, but set piece is actually one of their like main things. Like they're really good at set pieces. They're really strong. Exactly. They're really strong at that. Now you go away training for however long to go and combat that, and obviously I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm assuming you go away in training. You're facing Brentford. Set pieces, they are very, very strong at that. So I'm expecting, obviously, during the week, you work on that. Obviously, Brentford ain't there with you. So you can only try and replicate through via videos and highlights and research and stuff like that. I get that. Fair enough. Obviously, it's like doing your driving test. At the end of the day, you can practice all you want in a car park. When you get out onto the road, it's a different story. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I get that. Obviously, you're now doing the actual practical test, which is out there. Now we can see that first goal. I've actually not got no real beef with that because that's what they're good at. Brother, you had 3 chances at stopping this fucking corners. They done it 3 times. Wissa bagged a hat-trick in that time. Obviously, goals are disallowed, but he bagged a hat-trick in that time. If you don't learn off the first one, I expect you to have learned by the time the second one comes in. I definitely would expect you to have learned when the third one comes in. I do not understand how you've gone away for however long, however many days you prepared for Brentford. You've watched their videos, I'm assuming, I don't know, and you've seen what they're like at corners. You've watched them all season, and you've come into the game. And remember, people tell me, we got Nunez, we got Gakpo now, we got Van Dijk, we got Matip, we got Konate. These are big, strong guys. You know what I mean? When we're in the box, Liverpool set pieces, you know what I mean? No one can really test us. You know what I mean? We got big guys at the back. So why in the game are you letting them continuously do the same thing? It's not like they were playing some Barcelona 2009, 2012 type of football. Like they were just doing us via the corners. You didn't learn first time. Cool. You didn't learn second time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Now what we doing? I don't quite understand that. That's what vexed me the most. And I was just like, brother, like, I honestly, I didn't get it. And the thing is, it all happened in a quick, like, short space of time. This weren't like, yeah, they had a corner in the first minute, 10th minute, and then the 60th minute where we've had time to just, this was all in a short space of time.
Yeah.
Just a flurry of corners. And the thing is, they were waiting They wanted, they knew, because they know how good they are. They will go up against any team in the league. We just seen them beat fucking Manchester City. We know what they're on. We know what they're about. So surely you've seen that. I don't get why you haven't learned that even in the game. I expect top professionals at elite level that we are at. I expect you guys to have been able to combat this. At least one of them. Bro, they scored from all of them. They scored from all of them. 2 were offside. We could have lost that game like 5-2 or 5-1. You know, if all of their goals got this didn't get disallowed. So I don't. That's what vexed me the most. It wasn't the fact that they were scoring from the corners per se. It was the sheer fact that I can allow you for the first one. I can definitely allow you for that. Poor defending, no problem. But it's the same thing. And in the game, who's the leader? Where's the leader to say, you know, Van Dijk, we're going to get onto him in a minute. I'm looking at you. I'm saying, brother, like, I need you to lead that back line. You're supposed to be the best centre back that this country has ever seen since fucking God knows who. So I'm expecting you to lead that back line. You got Konate, big BBC right next to you. I expect you guys to sort that. I expect you to sort that. You feel me? Did you get what I'm trying to say? But no one planned it.
Do you know one thing I will say?
Go on, Romz, go on.
But last thing, I know we're going to go through the players again into more detail, but one thing I will say, and again, let me know how it looked on TVG, but again, everyone's playing shit at the moment. So even if someone plays a bit better, it's just they're still surrounded around a dross of shit. But from where I was standing, Fabinho looked like he had one of his better games. How did it look for you?
Yeah. Like I said, for Fabinho, for Fabinho over the last couple of games, he looks like whatever issues, whatever dramas he was having at home, he looked like maybe, I mean, he reconciled and now, you know, everything's kind of calm, like, but he's still kind of dead.
Yeah,
you can just notice that. Yeah, he just looks better than. It's a bit like what Jerry just said about Elliot. Like, Elliot's been shit, but he's been the best shit player that we've had. So it's like, I don't know how we even judge that, like how that even comes across.
For me, it's not even that he's been shit. Like, he's good, but he's been shit. One second. Yeah, sorry, it's not. Can you guys hear me? I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
You guys hear me? Yeah. But I'm saying, it's not that I feel like Elliot's been shit. Elliot is shit, innit? Shit. He's
Yeah.
not a very good player. He's not. So, but he's been decent. Like, he's been up to his level. And what I mean by shit is, he's not of the level. I said it. Camavinga, Chouameni, we're trying to buy players in his age bracket. The players we're linked with are in his age bracket.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That's like your missus breaking up with you and saying, why am I not breaking up with you? Yeah, because you ain't got peas like that. But then she gets to the same brother from your block. That's making the same amount of bread with you. That's making the same amount of bread. It's like, bruv, like, it's not that you're not making enough bread. It's not like, oh, we're trying to get more experience. It's not that good. It's not that good. We're not going to get another Thiago. We're getting someone in your age bracket. I don't get this. I don't get why there's such a fascination about this brother. What? Because he's English and he plays for Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan when he was young. Dead. Screw that.
Your main one, Jay, because he dribbles with his highlight.
Nah.
You're the man. Let's just dribble.
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is just. It's just. I don't understand. I just don't understand the fascination. And look, G, you're talking about the corners, and that's one thing, yeah, which is criminal. Liverpool have considered 51 big chances this season, according to Opta. That's more.
Oh yeah. That's into that's after the corner.
That's twice as more than any other thing. And what led to the corner goal? It was a counter, high line. Yet again, what have we said about this high line? They can't do it anymore. Klopp's actually insane. Klopp In are insane, bro. Like, do you know? I don't get it. We went and dropped this. When did we drop this? This was after the Arsenal game. Do you remember, guys?
Yeah.
We're in 2023 talking about it's done. That's why when I'm looking at the comments and people are saying, "Raw, like it's caught up with us now." It caught up with us back last year. 2022, we're done. It's dead.
Because the results were good, it papers over the cracks. No one wants to bring it up. You're spot on. You're spot on.
Jerry,
do you know what I don't get about fans? That when you're talking about someone not to do with Liverpool, yeah. So when you're talking about Tottenham, Man can see that with Tottenham and be like, "Rah, but I know they're getting results, but they're not playing that well." So you know it's going to catch up with them one day, and they need to really do this. When it's another team, it's all good. It's all good. We can go and have a banter, a rant, say this playing that good, their midfield is dead. But when it comes to Liverpool, it's like people have the blinders on.
No, but JJ, we know why that is.
You love drunk, like
but we know why that is, JJ. We know why that is because we've been. Let me not even diss it because I was going to say successful, but just because of how I'm feeling right now, and it is a bit impulsive. But because we've been successful with the majority of these same players, bar 3 or 4, people don't want to accept it. They're like, "Oh, but these are still the same players that won us this and won us that." But you're spot on. But the reason why you can see it with a Tottenham is because they've not won anything and they've got nothing to show for it. So it'll be more scrutinised where we've actually won certain things. So people find it hard to criticise. This has been happening. I think you're spot on with that, but we know why we're not going to.
You're the maddest sign of that. You're the maddest sign. For the first time I saw a chink in Carragher's armour, and that top red armour of his, there was a chink.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like, Keita, I'm not a fan of Keita. I'm not a fan of him. Like, he's not that great. He's not that great, but, like, the Liverpool's, it's aging, and I understand why FSG want investment, because if Liverpool think they can get top 4 without a midfielder, like, that's what he's trying to tell me, yeah? And then Neville says to him, yeah, like, they need new owners and that, otherwise it's peak. And you get too excited and you get too upset again. It's like, bro. As soon as you can criticize Liverpool, but as soon as anyone does it, it's like, no, I need to back them to the hill. He just looked like a wild lad. He just took like an idiot on camera.
Wild, I hear that one.
Talking about this whole nonsense about what's going on with Liverpool. As soon as someone from externally says something, you get all upset about it. I don't get it. 51 big chances. What happened? Ball down the side, and Mbeumo, I don't know what's happened to Virgil.
Did you see the way, brother? Did you see? Romz, I don't know. Obviously, you was there, Romz. Sorry, you was there. I want to know how that must have just.
It was when they were attacking the home first half, so I actually saw it firsthand. Virgil looked like he was running in treacle. I don't know.
Yeah, someone said that yesterday. Someone said the same thing.
Mbeumo had him on toast. I was thinking. I said to my boy, this ain't Virgil, or it is Virgil, but cool. We know Virgil's been shit. But one thing he still kind of had is pace. It might have dropped off a yard or two, but not to be getting burnt like that. Do you know what I mean? That actually was an eye-opener even to me, that I know he's lost a bit of pace because of the injury, but when I saw him burn him like that, it's either Mbeumo's so quick or you've just slowed down a whole load. But it was embarrassing.
The first couple of yards, obviously, I gave it. It was like, all right, like, you've made a mistake. If as a centre-back, I'm telling you guys now, if as a centre-back, you've turned and the guy's burnt you, you've done something wrong because you can see the brother coming at you. So if you haven't seen, unless you go around your blind side and you've done something wrong anyway, you're already enough. And we've seen it with Virg. He's dropping off. He's already dropping off and jogging, waiting. As the guy's running and he's jogging, man stood there when like this, the ball got played around and it's like, cool, you got beaten. And Mbeumo obviously had momentum, so he was going to beat him in that first couple 5-10 yards.
Yeah.
He was slow in the lead up to the goal, though. It's like the ball was bobbling. He had to slow down, didn't have it under control, trying to get on his left foot. And then Virg kind of caught him up. And Mbeumo was slow. And Mbeumo wasn't rapid. He wasn't like 90 meters and Mbappe, like, oh, I've left you now. Like, you ain't catching me. Like, Virg could have caught him. And Virg could have caught him anyway.
This is why, and I know why you've got so much affection for Matip, because if it weren't for Matip in that first half, we probably were going into that second half at least 3 or 4 down, because he just recognises danger.
Matip wasn't there in the first half.
Sorry.
Yeah, come on, second half.
Second half. Sorry, second half, because they kept getting in behind, but he was recognising it. He was basically preventing it before it even happened. And I was thinking, oh my God, if Virgin Konate actually stayed on the pitch as a centre back pairing, that would have got embarrassing. 3-1's embarrassing as it is, but it's still not like a 3-goal, 4-goal margin. But if them two had stayed on the pitch, because the amount of times Matip came on and started just to intercept and just recognising danger before any others recognised it, I understand why people favour him over the Konates. We're going to get onto the goal, but I'm saying from now, the Liverpool fans that are saying it was a foul, shut the fuck up, please.
Oh, there's actually people saying it.
Yes, Steve. You know they. But I've seen it on the timeline. It was harsh. You can fully see he had 2 hands. No, he didn't. Konate just weren't strong enough. Just accept it. Just
No.
accept
It was, you know what? You know what's even so mad? I don't even think it was a case of Konate wasn't even strong enough, because the reality is, more often than not, he probably would barge man and just, you know what I mean, just shoulder that. I actually just think he genuinely just tried to play for a foul, because in that situation, I'm not a centre back, so Jerry would definitely have to speak this one from your experience. But for me, the way I looked at it is the way he was running back towards goal, and it was like Alisson was like not really coming out to come and clear that ball and do whatever. It just looked like he thought the best solution here is Mbeumo's getting to that ball first, just because he's there first, not because he's faster or stronger. He's just going to get there first. If I can get there, go down, I'm good to go. Momentum, take me down, win a foul, we can literally just go again. And it just seemed like he was just trying to play for it. Wait, and because I was watching it, I was thinking, all right, do something. The man just fell down. And I was just like, brother, why are you falling down? And then I thought, don't, and I even said it, as soon as he fell down, I said, ref, don't give a foul. Don't try to give a foul. Because if you give a foul now, then I know something boog's going on, because that doesn't look like a foul from here, and I'm watching it from on TV. But maybe there was some type of contact, Probably just went down, bro. Like Konate, he's got that. I've said it a million times about this Konate guy. He's a good defender. Of course he is. He's shown on numerous occasions that he can defend. Fair enough. But the guy has got bozo gene in him. I'm telling you, this guy has a bozo gene in him. You might not see it so often, but he has that within him. He's not like a Verge, where I don't feel like Verge has a bozo gene in him, but obviously now we're seeing it like, you know, he's not got that aura and tear. But Konate fully has a bozo gene in him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like every few games, and big up, is it Realism Jared? Yeah, I just see the comment there. It is like every 5 games I'll see it and I'm just like, yeah, like it is true, you know, like you just won't see it as consistently as you see it with Gomez. Gomez has it every single game. Of course, you're going to know.
Hold on. Does Konate play consistently for us to know, like, whether he's got the bozo gene or not?
No, exactly.
When the off game is for Gomez, man are saying, rah, yeah, this is why we got Gomez. Oh, what a performance when he comes in against City. Nah, he pocketed Haaland. What happens when he's got 3 or 4 games on the bounce? Because even the back end of last season, 3-4 games. What happened against Nunez in the Champions League with Konate? I can name plenty.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. Nunez even done up these, man. I forgot about that.
Nunez done him up. That's what got him the signing. Klopp looked at that and was like, wow, Nunez, he beat Konate. Wow, we need to sign him. Great player. Like, do you know what I mean? Dumb.
energy,
like, dumb.
space, strength.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So intense. Wow.
But Konate, as you said, yeah, you lot are dumb. As you said about like
every 5 games, this is what you morph into, bro. The king of the bozos.
But you know what? It's like Jerry Miller. That's it. Like it's like Jerry just said there. Yeah, like we don't, because Klopp's rotating this defense, like as you say, like Russian roulette. You're not even seeing Konate that much. Like I'm not watching Konate for a 10-game period where I'm like, okay, yeah, over the course of 10 games, yeah, I don't mind you if you have like a couple games where, yeah, I mean, you weren't really on it, because that's like a normal human person. Like, you're going to have that. We're watching Konate, he's either getting injured or he's generally just having a dead game. But it's within like a 5-game kind of period. It's just not as noticeable, and it's just not as often as Gomez when we see Gomez. But as Jerry said, are we watching Konate enough kind of thing? Like, I know someone put in a, I can't remember who it was, they were like, yeah, Konate, Saliba, and whatever. Let's not do that, because I just saw Saliba make a mad mistake the other day. But let's not act like it. Yeah, so Gunali, let's not act like we're seeing centre backs who are world class. You get what I'm trying to say? Because yeah, that's a whole different conversation. But when we're watching Konate, I'm not saying he's not a good defender. He is. He's better than Gomez. I don't know where that ranks in the world of football, though. With that, you're better than Gomez, though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it's similar to, and Jerry alluded to it. Both of you did actually a couple months ago. It's similar to the Simicast situation where I'll be real, I was one of these fans that were overrating him because we weren't seeing him enough. The sample size weren't big enough. We were seeing him sporadically, and the games he was put in this first 11, he was playing well. But then when Robbo was injured for a sustained period of time, and you started to see Simicast playing about 10 games on the bounce, you started to really see him for what he I'm not saying
Yeah,
Konate is a
yeah,
bad player
yeah.
at all. I'm not saying Konate is a bad player at all. Anyone comes to me, but maybe like JJ and G was saying, maybe we need to see him that 10 to 15 game run in a row. But again, we know we're never going to see that because Klopp is horse for courses. Some games he's going to go with Matip, some games he's going to go over Konate. But I know you're saying, JJ, the foundation, all the title winning teams, you have them 2 centre backs that you never change. But let's be honest, Virgil's been shit. Let's just give Konate and Matip a run out 10 games in a row. Let's just take that risk.
No, you should. You should. It doesn't make a difference now. To be fair, look, one of them's going to have to step up and be a leader, innit? One of them's going to have to. Because Verge isn't going to be Verge forever. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Verge is not Verge now.
Yeah.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is Liverpool are going to have to go out, get another centre-back now, in the next couple of years. Going to have to get next centre-back. But instead of just buying the next Konate and Konate now becoming the leader of that back line, you're going to have to go and buy the next Verge. You're going to have to go out and find someone with not only the tangible characteristics, so he's good on the ball, he's left-footed probably because you want a left-footed side, or someone that he's equally as adept at spraying that long pass. He's fast, he's tall, he's strong, and he's a lead and all of that. Then you want the intangibles. So he's a leader. He doesn't get beaten in the air. He's got that aura. He's commanding. Where are you going to get that? Man are saying Guardado. Where are you going to get? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I saw what Messi done to Guardado. And I just peaked. Virgil weren't doing that with a high line. How is that going to work? How is that going to work?
You know what annoys me about this whole high line thing is like, cool, play the high line, whatever. I don't like at this moment. I don't actually care what you do. But if you're going to play the high line, you can't play. We never played the high line and expansive football. It was never high line and then this expansive kind of football and whatever. And someone else put it. I saw it on Twitter earlier on. I was supposed to get the picture. I'll try and find it for you now so you can see it. But what's happening is we're playing this high line, and remember, we haven't got Sadio Mane, Firmino, Salah, who are in their prime. Remember, they used to press from the front. You've got Darwin Nunez. You've got an old Firmino. Yeah, he does his bits every now and again, but then you've also got Salah, who's nothing like he was when he first joined here. He ain't doing none of that defensive shit anymore. He's just kind of doing his own thing. If they're not working, when Nunez loses that ball, for example, like it goes up for a header, he might not win it, or he wins it and there's no one else there. There's gaps. There's just pure gaps. But you're playing the high line still. I don't quite understand it. It's like, it's just not the same.
But it's mad. We're playing the high line. This is what we're doing. We're playing the high line, which isn't a problem because look, you need to play the high line if you're playing that direct ball because you need to be close to it to go and win it. The problem is Nunez wins it and the midfield just don't do anything. The midfield just don't do anything. So if the back line drops off, there's gaps in front of the midfield and behind the midfield. If they step up, there's gaps in behind and there's gaps, do you know what I mean, in the midfield. It just doesn't make any sense. And before we even move on, I've got a 2-minute clip I want to go and show you. Man wanted to talk to me, and I want to chat about this brother first, and G, we can chat about him after. Thiago, Romz actually talked about the game. I went and I've been told that Thiago's this, he's so good, he makes us this much better, yeah? I'm going to play a clip now, yeah? It's a 2-minute clip of Liverpool's midfield. Tell me, what does Thiago do better than Gini Wijnaldum? Tell me. Forget all the little shimmies. Forget that reverse pass he played when he first came to the club. I'm going to play this clip. Man, I haven't seen it. Now, tell me the difference. Tell me what benefit Thiago gives our midfield. Tell me what benefit Elliot gives our midfield. Please, please, please. Where's this damn video? This is going to be a funny day today, man.
Firstly, did you man see that little by Henderson and that? You know what I'm saying? Old school.
Dead that. I'm gonna go back to it. You man see that the three passes from Genie in that game, yeah, the switches of play, right? Man are telling me that because Thiago does that, that's why he needs to be in the team. Can he press the same? No. Does he carry the ball up the pitch as well? No. Does he win the ball back in the same fashion? No. Does he go to ground? No. Does he go make runs into the box? Yes. Does Thiago do that? No. All this stuff to create space. And we get rid of him and replace him with a Thiago. That we end up not saying, you know what, Thiago, do what you're good at. We try to change him into a genie and he becomes a B-Tech genie. He's a B-Tech genie. Yeah. He's a B-Tech genie Wijnaldum. The bread that people didn't rate. Madness.
This is why, like I've said it, like we've said it 100 times. Like the guy does not fit the system, and this is why we have to keep looking at Klopp, because you keep signing these guys. Now they're good players in their own right. We'll talk about the Carvalhos and whoever else, Jones and stuff like that. These good players in their own right, in terms of if you play them in their positions, then yeah, no problem. But you're playing these guys and you're not utilizing them to the best of their own abilities, bro. You bought Thiago, as Jerry said, you've just turned him into a B-Tech Ginny and a guy who looks more saucier on the ball, on the eye, aesthetically pleasing. He does his shimmies. He brings the ball out for like 5 yards. And you can see straight away, yeah, he's tired. He ain't trying to run another 10 yards with the ball. He needs to release that ASAP. And he doesn't get into the box, as Jerry said. Like, when I saw Ginny, there was a move there where Ginny ran into the box. He ran into the box, and I was just like, right, I can't even remember Thiago ever getting into the box. Like, everything is all outside the box. Yeah. Like whether that's because Klopp,
Keita gets into the box more than Thiago. That's one thing I have to applaud Keita for yesterday. I think he was pants, by the way, but whenever he got the ball, he was trying to penetrate. He was trying to do that 1-2. Whenever he got the ball into the box, Thiago doesn't do that. You're right, G. It's always outside of the box. It's more just foreplay football, but you're not actually doing anything with it.
Big up Liverbird as well. Like saying,
and the thing is, I'm saying, look, yeah, go on.
Yeah,
big up.
Go on, read it. Sorry.
Yeah, saying, look, we got Thiago to become a possession-based team, saying, a shame it ain't working. Shall I tell you why it's not working? Because what we've done, and I've said it before, and people wanted to disagree with me, that's not Klopp's forte. That's not Klopp's forte. That's like Guardiola saying, you know what, we're going to do a low block and do a Burnley thing. He's not going to do it as well as Sean Dyche. He's just not. It's not his philosophy. It's not in him. So when you're telling Klopp to do possession, what happens? We do possession. When it doesn't work, what happens? We start just spamming crosses in the box. Yeah. Spamming crosses in the box. Because that's what Klopp does when there's space in behind. The only way he can see to break a team down when the possession thing ain't working is to spam crosses in the box and go back to type. Pep doesn't do that. Pep will keep probing because he trusts in what he's doing. Klopp doesn't trust in this possession-based football. He's never done it. Even
you look at the Dortmund days, his gung-ho football. We saw when he come Anfield, everything was gung-ho.
He's never done it. So it goes back to everything we've been saying, talking about Bellingham, talking about these players. F them players, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're not good enough. Like that style of football isn't good enough for Klopp wants. Having the likes of Carvalho, Elliott, Thiago, they're not good enough. They're not good enough, bro. At all.
That's always going to be the problem. And I think right now, we laugh about this now, but like we're talking about like Pep Yinders and stuff like that. That's clearly something that he's wanting to try and implement in the team and etc. etc. No problem. But then when you've got a manager, as Jerry said, who doesn't really trust in it, and you can see that he's not really 100% with it. So as you said, when things are not working, what do we end up doing? Even we've done it a lot this season, is that game isn't panning out. Yo, Trent, I beg you. That's what I think that was Trent's first or second assist that he's got this whole season. First. Oh, was that okay? That was the first assist he's got this season. That tells you everything, because you're trying to play a whole different way of football. It doesn't work. No problem. But you're then trying to go back to your style of football, but you don't have the players to do it anymore. You've got technical players, as you said, Elliot, Carvalho, the Thiagos, the Curtis Jones, and that. These are all technical guys, bro. But you're trying to play industrial football. But then at the same time, you also want to implement this technical football. So at the moment, I'm looking at Klopp and Pep, and I'm sitting there like Yindiz, and I'm saying, bro, like, I beg you just decide on what the hell it is you want to do and just stick to whatever that is. But if you cannot do one of whichever it is, whether it's pressing, whether it's technical, brother, just change it, bro. You can change how you think. You can change your way because you don't have the players to do it. And the problem is, and this is why I was mentioning in the video, and this is what I said on Jamie's show just a minute ago, realize that Klopp has spent all this time in the last 2 windows signing attackers, and we need midfielders, to our knowledge. Me, Jerry here, Romz here, Jamie here, Hussein there, Grizz there, Mons, saying your issues, whoever. We've all sat here and said, we need a midfielder. Brother, he's just spent 2 windows spending £100 million on attackers. Do you really think this guy is looking at the midfield and saying, yeah, you know what? I need a midfielder like this, you know? He's not looking at it the same way we are. Clearly, he's thinking that it's actually fine and he can just get these men to just work it. Eventually, it will just click like that. Eventually, it should just click. Brother, we are in January 2023. Sorry, but we're in January 2023, bro. It hasn't clicked. Man is sitting 6th with Fulham behind man and Brentford behind man saying, right, next win, we go above Liverpool. Come on, bro. Like, there has to come a point where you actually sit there and say, maybe we need to change up things. Maybe we drop the high line. Maybe we understand that Trent can't do the certain things that we want him to do. Maybe we understand that Tsimikas can't do that. Maybe we understand, you know what, Verge? You can't really play every single game like this now. Maybe we kind of, as Jerry said, as Rom said, we just put Konate and Matip at the back and we tried it out for a little while. Why are you so scared to change? I don't mind if we lose games, but we've tried something different. We've gone 3 at the back, and I thought that's what he was going to do. I saw Matip line. I was coming on at half. I was thinking, right, Klopp's going 3 at the back. Yo, he finally listened to the video that we made in the summer. Okay, you're watching our videos. Man, see Virgil come off and you've just gone 4 at the back still, and you're still playing the 3 in the midfield and the 3 up front. None of it has been working in the first half. We're 2-0 down. We're 2-0 down away to Brentford. No disrespect, by the way, Brentford, because you deserve that victory. But we're 2-0 down away to Brentford. And you're just keeping things the same. And you expected what? Like, of course we're going to have a fucking 10-minute period. Everyone has a 10-minute period in games. Everyone has a period in games. Even fucking Norwich City could have a period against Manchester City where 10 minutes they're going to look good and they're going to be somewhat threatening. But we just know they're not good enough to necessarily score. That's always going to happen. That's how football actually works. Every team will have a period in a game. You never ever will go 90 or like 4 minutes, rarely, unless this is Barcelona back in the day, where you're going to have a period of no dominance. It's going to happen, but you kept things the same.
Gee, you know where's insanity? Just before Jerry gets up on stats and whatnot, Klopp's comments before the game is that, we've got Gakpo now, everyone wants a midfielder. Wasn't this brother saying 3-4 months ago, I made a mistake?
Yeah. But we're gonna get that up. Where is it? Where is this damn stuff? Where is it? 1 second. Because I've got this somewhere. We need to get that up. Because
whilst Jerry's getting that up, like, I just want to say, look, guys, we're all talking about. This is why I said on my Twitter, I'm just busting up because when man was talking about,
we got Brighton away next. I was so vexed. I didn't even check our next fixture yesterday, but we got Brighton away next.
That's fuck that, because we got Wolves next. That's what I'm even looking at. Right, we got Wolves in the FA Cup. Like, do you think we're even getting victories there? Like, we all start. Everyone was like, when we spoke about Pep Yinders and the influence that he has on this team, everyone's saying, nah, man, like, this guy ain't got that. You know, just trying shit. Now everyone's saying he's got too much influence. What has changed in the last 2 months? He's got the same influence that he had 2 months ago that he's got today. It's the same influence. That influence hasn't changed. It's the same guy doing the same things. What changed in that 2 months? Is it the victories? Is it the results?
Yeah, and let's go and read it. So Klopp, this was on the 1st of Jan. It's the 3rd now. So this is 2 days ago. This is a day before the game. I've been here 7 years. We can't just spend money. We signed an outstanding player like Cody Gakpo, and the next question is about who is next. I don't understand it. It's as if we don't have a team. This is not Monopoly. It was never like this, that we could just spend money. We never did. We can't just spend and never could. It's a big part of my Jurgen's, Norbert's philosophy. Really working full of faith and trust in the players we have. Not constantly questioning them and whether we need another player for that position. The case, the same as the Messi case is done, the Klopp case about what if it's FSG, it's all FSG out because FSG, that Klopp's forced, Klopp, do you know what I mean? He's got peanuts, Klopp's Oliver Twist in this thing. Do you know what I mean? Klopp's like, can I have some more? And they don't want to give him anything, bro. That's his philosophy. You don't sign a contract extension knowing what the regime's like if you don't back it.
Exactly.
Conte didn't want to sign for Tottenham until he had assurances, bro.
Facts.
That's what football's like. He's the one in power. He's the one in control. Why are people scared to criticize this man? It's his philosophy.
Jerry. We know why people are scared to criticize, because you got to understand that this, in their eyes, is the most successful period of their lives. Some of us are only young, you know, some younger than others. So, of course, they're looking at the situation. And they're saying to themselves, this is the most successful period of their lives. And we keep saying it, guys. If this is what successful period looks like, brother, you need to go back and watch Premier League years. I don't know if they still show that on Sky Sports anymore, but I beg you watch that. I beg you just watch from 1990, I don't know, 4 to like 2000 and whenever Jose Mourinho came in. Watch what success really looks like, and you'll understand why this is just not good enough. Yes, it's good to a degree of, I'm not going to diss it and say, oh, it was shit. Of course it's not shit. But I'm not going to sit here and laud it so much. We can't sit here and act like Jerry just put up the quote there. The guy is telling you it's his philosophy. FSG are that's a whole different conversation. Yes, I can sit here and I can say, I wish FSG gave Klopp more money. Yes, because we need more players. 100%. That's a fact. And we know that. No one's going to argue.
Gee, what's the point if Klopp doesn't want to buy these players?
No. And this is what I'm saying. I agree with that. But then at the same time, as we just said, Klopp's just spent the last 2 windows. We've spent 100 million on attackers in the last 2 windows. We signed no midfielder. Does anybody realistically think that Klopp is looking at the midfield? He's not looking at that midfield and thinking, I need this, I need that. People keep bringing up Tchouaméni. Why? Like, that was never a deal that was going to happen as soon as Real Madrid came into it. Not a problem. Guess what? We went in for nobody after that. It was just rumors. And then we're now hearing that realism. Jared, big up yourself. You put it in the chat earlier on about Klopp was talking about, not Klopp, sorry. Players have been offered to Jurgen Klopp and he's turned them down because they're not Jude Bellingham. So what happens when we sign Jude Bellingham? Remember, Liverpool ain't got no money. So let's say we sign Jude Bellingham. So we go into the midfield next season, Jude Bellingham, Thiago, Fabinho, Hendo, Carvalho, Elliott, Jones. The same midfield, just with Jude Bellingham added. People telling me that, title charge next season. So the same midfield that you're watching against Brentford with Jude Bellingham, you think that that's going to somehow propel us into this position of winning a title? Bro, I reckon we'd probably still lose against Brentford with Jude Bellingham added in there.
And it's mad. It's exactly because it's more than the players. It's the tactics. It's the inability to coach. It's the inability to adapt in games. And speaking of midfielders, we're talking about that. One of the midfielders we've been linked with in the summer, which we didn't sign, that apparently was offered to, and the agent was twerking, the player was twerking, the club was twerking. They're all twerking. Is Matheus Nunez. And guess what we're hearing, people? Sky Sports, right? Sky Sports. Liverpool are interested in signing Matheus Nunez, the player that Liverpool were offered in the summer, but Klopp turned down and got Arthur Melo instead. It looks like Liverpool are going to make a January move for him, and he's going to cost double what he could have cost if we bought him from Wolves and from Sporting Lisbon directly. But hey ho, Liverpool like going the long route. Fantastic. Well done. Well done. Clowns. Absolutely.
Now
clowns.
model's the best, apparently.
But Romz,
It
like
was the
you
best.
said, no, not even that. What did you say earlier? When you're winning, it just papers over the
Yeah,
cracks. No one's looking at you.
He saw
Remember, when you're
styles.
being, I saw report, like I'm reading fucking reports, Forbes and that, and I'm seeing people saying, yeah, now Liverpool's model is the model that we're all trying to aspire to. If we can spend less money but get the same result, like still be able to compete, yo, Liverpool are signing players, their recruitment's amazing, this, that, and the third. Yeah, for a short, sustained period of time, yes, of course, that model can work. And I'm talking short as in for 2 seasons, that
Yeah.
model, and I'll even push it to 3 in terms of maybe the season before we won everything till the 2 seasons that we actually won everything. Yes, that model is amazing. But 3 years out of the 7 that he's been here. So if my maths is correct, that's less than half the time that you've been here that you can actually say that this was a good period of time. So for 3 out of the 7 years that you've been here, you're telling me that this model has worked. So again, if my maths is correct, that's less than half the time that you've actually been here.
And
So I don't understand how that's some type of sustainable model for you to work. I don't know.
especially to use that model, especially in this league as well. You know, if you go to like La Liga, there's only really 2-3 teams that can financially probably compete with one another. Germany, we know it's just one. Again, France, we know it's just one. Italy, maybe 3 or 4. In the Premier League, I'm going to say this in brackets, you've got 7 clubs that can kind of compete with each other financially. It's insane to carry on to think that model can be sustained when you know your 6 other rivals can invest as much as you can. It just doesn't make no sense. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
like Mateus Nunez. I don't know, Jerry or Romz, one of you maybe have to, or someone in the chat, like you'd have to tell me. I've watched him a couple times for Wolves. He started off really brightly and stuff like that. I feel like he's tailored off from what I've heard from Wolves fans as well. He's not really been the type of, like, he's not making the impact that they assumed he was going to make in terms of the
He's been
noise.
injured a few times there as well.
Okay, fair enough. Okay,
You know
like I
what,
said, I haven't watched him.
Well, that's
You know-
how he fits into Liverpool's things, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's injured,
and you
bro.
know what,
Yeah.
it's just the same as any other player. He is a good player. I remember watching the bridge and he was just pirouetting through Chelsea and filling that. He's a very nice player. He's technically gifted, got energy in that. But what will Klopp turn him into? We know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. So we're not
And I
going to
said
get
this
the
on-
Nunez. We were seeing that. He was at Benfica. He was at Sporting, wasn't he? You're not going to see the same one you saw at Sporting or the first few games with Wolves. You're going to see an industrial type Nunez. You're not going to be able to do what he wants to do. What he expertise in. It's just going to be the same. That's why we've said it many times. When we're linked to these players that are technically good and one of the best in, not that we're regularly linked to the best within their position, but when we are linked to, let's say, a top / world-class player, I used to get excited until I've understood how we work. There's no point because you're not getting that same play. You only have to look at Thiago. But yeah, man, he is a good. So to answer your question, G, he's a good player, but he's gonna come here and just be turned into something else.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm worried. But sorry, no, you can go. Like, that's why I'm just worried. That's why I'm just worried. Like, I think these players that we're linked to, I don't think they're shit or nothing. Of course not. I think they're decent players and stuff like that. Jude Bellingham's not a shit player. Come on now. As Jerry said, he's literally, I think he's the same age as Harvey Elliott, and he's younger than Curtis Jones. So if we're looking at players in these kind of age brackets, surely that also tells you something about the players that we've currently got in these fucking age brackets. But fair enough. I don't think these guys are dead. I think these guys would be excellent players in certain systems. Like everything in football, it's a system kind of based game, especially now. Only a few players in the world, I think, could just walk into any team and it would just work. Jude is not one of them. Jude isn't one of those players that walks into any team in the world and he just would work for him. You have to remember the type of player that Klopp requires from his midfield to work. You need to understand if that doesn't work, then Jude is not going to look like Jude that we're seeing for Dortmund. That's just the facts of it. He's not going, just like Thiago. Thiago was being, even though I don't agree, but people are talking, yeah, Thiago is one of the best midfielders in the world when he won the Champions League. I promise you now, when he was at Barcelona, and when he moved to Bayern Munich, this brother was doing up bench, like trying to get in ahead of Juan Mata and David Silva and Cesc Fabregas. You know, these kind of players in the Spain squad. Like, do you think Thiago is being looked at? Like Thiago. And again, this isn't to diss Thiago, by the way, but do you think he was being looked at when you've got all of these men ahead of you? Come on, bro. Like, that should give you some type of indication as to where he actually was in the rankings. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he didn't have a good year that they won the Champions League, but the way people are speaking about man and saying, yo, this guy is the best midfielder in the world and Reactive, I was like, yeah, like he's nice. Like this season, he's been decent. That was one season. Is that how we rate in players now? One season, you're world class, and that's it. Because since that season, all I've heard from Liverpool fans is Thiago's world class. He's world class. He's world class. Yeah, because when you're around man like fucking Fabinho and Elliot and Carvalho and these Hendos and that, bro, of course you're world class, bro. Look who you're playing with. Look, if I was to go kickball with a bunch of 8-year-olds, bro, I probably look like fucking Mbappe. Dusting, man. You think I won't dust these 8-year-olds? Come on, bro. Of course I would. You know what I mean? Like, I got the pace to burn these guys because obviously of how old I am, how experienced I am. They're 8 years old. That's effectively what Thiago's doing here. Playing with a bunch of 8-year-olds. So, of course, he looks amazing. Let's put Thiago with his age mates. Let's put him around David Silva. Let's put him around Juan Mata. Let's put him around Santi Cazorla. Let's put him around Cesc Fabregas. Man's at the bottom of that list now, bro. Yeah. He's at the bottom of that list, bro. Look at his international career. What happened in the World Cup?
I've got to apologize.
Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. Put him in that bracket.
Oh, sorry. Oh, shit. I forgot. Xavi, Iniesta, Xabi Alonso, Busquets. Brother, he's at the bottom of the list. Now, this isn't to diss Thiago. Thiago's a very good player, but we need to start understanding context with these guys. Jude Bellingham, brother, you're in a midfield with Mason Mount, Jordan Henderson, Declan Rice, and Calvin Phillips. I promise you, you will look sick. I promise you, you're going to look sick because they're not good like that. They're decent in their own right, but they're not popping like that. So you look sick in that midfield. Borussia Dortmund. Let's not try to act like Borussia Dortmund are popping with Emre Can. Let's not act like that. Let's not do that. Emre Can, the brother that we let go. And we're acting as if like Jude Bellingham sitting in the midfield of Camavinga, with Tchouameni, with Valverde. That's the midfield that he's trying to get into because that midfield kind of maybe represents his kind of worth and stuff like that. But does he even get into that midfield? I don't even think so. I don't even think so. He's a bench man in that midfield. So we need to start understanding context. Like, we need to stop overrating these players. We just need players. We don't need world-class players, as Jamie mentioned before on his show. We don't need world-class players. We just need players that fit our system. And until Klopp gets that right, brother, it's just going to get long, man.
How can you get players that fit your system if you're caught in between systems? You sacrifice your system. You sacrifice your system. You sacrifice key components of your system. Genie. Key. He didn't lead. He didn't miss a game, bro. That's like, facts. It's the same. It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent. When you have a player that don't miss games for you, don't miss games, and he plays every single game, everything you've won, he was a main component of. When you got into top 4, who was the main component in that midfield? Who didn't miss a game? When everyone was injured, who didn't miss a game in midfield?
Yeah, Ginny. Yeah, no.
Exactly, and you sacrificed that for what? Thiago and Elliot.
And we all know.
It's not even that. You sacrificed it for like Hendo and that. And I was like, rah, like, I remember when Atletico Madrid were looking at Hendo and I was thinking, yeah, no, you got to, like, Klopp even came out in the press conference and was saying, yo, I'm going to get this sorted. No one worry. Don't worry. I got Hendo. Like, I got your back. We're going to make sure we sign that deal. Like, stop stressing. But you let Ginny just walk out the back door. Now I understand why Ginny was coming out afterwards and was saying, bro, man, I didn't even feel the love from these lot, you know? Like, these fans and whatever. I can actually, but at the first I was like, right, Ginny's moving a bit mad. But now I'm starting to understand, like, yeah, you, man, didn't respect him like that. Mane's spoken about this as well, in terms of the real respect that kind of goes on behind closed doors. Man ain't respecting him.
Another brother. Yeah, I understand you got to move on, but that's key to what you're doing. That's key. Like, and not only in terms of like, oh, getting goals, this, that, to the build up. In those clips, in that clip that I played, who was there linking up? Who was there linking up with the midfield? It was Mane.
Mm.
It weren't Salah. It weren't Bobby.
Big money.
When you sacrifice these players, cool. You best get the right players coming in. I don't want to hear.
There's a
Elliot
common
coming
theme
into that.
there.
Hey, Billy Kometio is going to come back from his loan, just in case we needed to know.
Oh, okay. The Billy the Kid, Billy the man now. Is that what we're saying? Billy the man. Billy the Kid's all
And
grown
JJ,
up.
we know the one of the most key sayings in football. Availability is the best ability, and that's what Klopp predominantly needs for his system to work. And you've let
Exactly.
it just don't
Exactly.
make sense.
Yeah. Remember the talk was always with Liverpool. Right, we ain't got depth like that, but we never have injuries, and everyone would always say,
Yeah.
if we had injuries, we'd be finished. But we never had injuries.
Yeah.
Hendo played 30 games. Genie played 36 games plus. Verge played 38. Gomez played 38. Like everyone played the full amount of games and it was calm. Now we're doing this rotation. What's happening?
It doesn't even make sense. Normally when you do rotation, it prevents.
Ilias, where I know Jerry's just reading all the other comments, like you can go through them, but Ilias, just let me know in the comments, like, is that something that Vinny O'Connor said like recently? I would like to know. Still, yeah.
By the way, what happened with my man?
No, that's true. That's true. I read it.
Sorry to cut you, lot. What? Again, I wasn't able to just check news on my phone while I was there. But what happened with Gakpo? I'm hearing he's eligible, but that he was registered in time, wasn't he? What happened with him? Is he not
But
fit?
Klopp just said no. That's
Yeah,
basically it.
there was nothing else. He just said, nah, like, he's good.
He just said no. He's like, it's fine. Have a rest. Watch what we do. That type of thing. But look, we're gonna read through some of the comments and then we're gonna get into the stats. Cynical OG saying gonna be an interesting listen. There's certain fan channels this week gonna see some Olympic level mental gymnastics will be on this display. Facts. We've got Pan of Scouse saying, "Gee, I apologize for giving you grief a couple of weeks ago for being so negative, but I'm now beginning to see why." The smile.
Panoff, you don't listen. No, it's not again, bro. When I see things, Panoff, big up yourself anyway, because you have come with, like, when I'm doing debates with people and I'm like, even Jerry, bro, ask Jerry and Romz how many times we disagree on so many different things.
It's actually more than you think. More than you could believe.
It's actually more than you think. But why I respect Jerry and Romz highly above everyone else in this game is because they will always back it up with factual evidence. There isn't, and there's never just like, oh yeah, I just think, like Jerry for the longest while, and me and Romz probably weren't really agreeing. Jerry for the longest while was talking to man about Matip and Gomez and that whole situation there. And I don't know, I can't remember what Romz might have fully said, but I know. Yeah, like I was really kind of thinking like, Gomez, we won the league with Gomez and kind of thing. So I don't know like where you're going with this. And guess what? Jerry was able to bring that factual evidence. That's what I like in debates. I don't like people who come with just, you can come with your opinion. I don't mind if you believe in God, that's fine. But just show me the evidence that he's real and I'll believe what you're saying. Like, that's fine.
The best one that we had was when we were having banter. I forgot when it was, but we're chatting about Defoe. And me and Romz.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Man got 100 goals, like 700 appearances, bro. Something mad like that.
You know when G started reading off the stats, I thought, shit.
But you know when I was shook? I was shook because I was thinking, wow, I think I might have just stuck my mouth in it, you know, like.
You know the one they put your chest out, you're like, right, now I have to back it up for what?
Yeah.
But no, it worked to your favor, bro.
Exactly.
Nah, but panel again, like big up yourself, and we love you in the chat. Come on, man! Like it's with everyone in this chat that I can see. Realism, Jad, King Cantona, Captain, all of you. Like you're all, you know what I'm saying? You're all family, man. So I don't want you to have the same opinion as all of us here. Have your own opinion, but please back it.
You don't have the blinkers on. That's what it is. I don't.
Just don't have the blinkers on, please.
We've proven to you now. Klopp said this is my philosophy. I don't want to hear any of you guys coming now telling me no, but it's FSG's philosophy and Klopp.
Nah. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that.
Do you know what it is as well? Do you know why we love difference in opinion? Because you lot could teach us something new. Enough time you lot put stuff in the comments, and I'm like, raw, you're right. Like we just want to learn from one another. You know what I mean? How boring would it be if we all had the same opinion? Boring.
It would be like watching Redmen TV or Anfield Rap. Like I don't want to do that. Like we're not those guys. Like
just doing this to each other. Yeah. Fucking gangbang nonsense, man. Get that.
Yo, pause. Oh, fuck.
Big up
Liverpool,
Liverpool, man.
just tuned in, missed your rants, but boy, time to seriously question. I didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, he didn't miss anything.
Rever Knight saying Flacco has not got the legs. He's done. Yeah, did you see what? Was it Yano or was it whatever his name done to him when he ran? When he just cut back and Flacco ran past him, like it looked like he just got sent.
Oh
back.
yeah.
Like I couldn't believe it. I know you got a block on that thing, but I was like, Ilya saying VVD is done, man. Klopp was lying. He wasn't injured. I agree. Angel 968 saying, said it earlier. Did we even prepare for this game tactically? Klopp out coached by Thomas Frank.
Fact.
Ish saying, man, DC, that's in regards to G and his centre backs. Great.
For all my older listeners out there, you know what BBC is. For the younger lot, you should not know what a BBC is, please. So, BBC is British, whatever television. Like,
British broadcast.
That's it, British broadcast. yeah, that's what BBC is to you.
Brad saying Klopp needs to change the formation. He tried 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-2-1 in a couple of games. Yeah, but he went back to type, innit? He went back to type. Angel saying the smaller clubs are becoming more tactically aware. Their defensive setups are compact and physical, and scoring has become pivotal. It's always been like that. It has. People just haven't seen it. Pan of Scout saying we need to go back to Klopp basics, get rid of Linders. We're not getting rid of Linders anytime soon. They're cut at their helm now, but they've got the knife and they've done the slicing of their hand and the handshake, bro. This is a covenant.
That blood pact, boy.
Yeah, man. I thought Romz was saying
I think the door. He must have. Yeah.
Cool. Liverbird saying Klopp has dropped it many times. Have you not noticed the difference with him in the dugout? He's looking back at Pep runs the training drills too. I want Buvach back. Let's not even get into that.
No, you look, this was my question.
Yeah.
After the game,
Sorry, Ron. Just before you go, Liverbird, please go back to Jerry's channel. Please just go back to one of the first few videos we did in the summer holidays. Please, just watch that. Just watch it back. Just watch the video. You'll see it. I think it was the Buvach.
That's
the
a
Buvach
classic.
conundrum. That's it.
Jerry,
Please, just watch it.
that's a classic on this
Yeah,
channel.
you know what? We're gonna have to actually make
You need to pin that to the top or something. I don't know how you do it.
Remember, I was saying you
do like vintage classics and just have that, like a couple of kids that are just in the classic.
even the other one, the 4-2-3-1 or the 3 at the back, the formation one. That's another one that's a classic.
Classic.
I was gonna say after the game, right? I just put out a tweet and I just put my phone do not disturb. I didn't want to see anything Liverpool here, but then when I went back onto it, I see Linda's trending. Why? Like we know that he's just a disgrace, but why was he trending? Did he do anything significant?
No, because now, like I said to you before, is that now
Carragher now coming out and saying, yeah, it's like Linda's. It's like Linda's. It's Linda's team. These are Linda's team.
Okay.
They're not props. So now everyone's like, oh yeah, Carragher said it. So now I'm starting to see it.
Yeah.
Man can't think for themselves. Man just can't think.
think for themselves, man. That's the annoying part about people.
To go and say it. Don't worry. When me, G, and Romz are up there, they're not going to be listening to us. They're not going to be listening to us. You know what I mean? Jesus, man. Livebird saying Nunez is the only player Klopp wanted. Lies, man. They're all the players that Klopp wanted, man.
Real talk.
Oscar saying, JJ, that's the main reason I'm tired of Klopp. Yeah, it's peak. We know saying Thiago isn't aggressive like they say in basketball terms. He's not playing to the best of his ability. Facts. Saying, don't deep this shit too much, guys. Klopp ain't coming out saying we need midfielders. Think what that does for the players he needs right now. Bun the players he needs right now, bro. This is your profession. I want him coming in. If you're not doing your job, you're out. Well, I don't care about all these hugs and nonsense. I don't care about upset the apple cart. I don't care about that. You're flopping anyway. This isn't working.
Do you know why this?
I was just about to say.
Do you know
this
why
ain't
this
even working.
laugh as well? Yeah, because we're gonna turn into a United where other clubs are just gonna tax us more than they should. Other clubs are looking at last night's performance, thinking, "Raw, Liverpool, need a midfielder here now. Let's add another 30 on this payday one.
That's why Nunez, this Matheus Nunez, I guarantee if we get him, he's going to be like 80 mil. And they're going to be like,
100%.
wow, he's going to be 80 mil and Bellingham's going to be off the cards. That's going to be
JJ,
dead and buried.
JJ,
Dead and
it's
buried.
similar to what you said about Bellingham a couple months ago on one of our streams. You see, like your Amrabat's, the Caicedos, right? For me, we shouldn't be paying any more than I would say 30 million, 40 million max for Amrabat, and for Caicedo, no more than about 50. But what they're going to do, Fiorentina are probably going to quote us 50 to 60, and Brighton are going to quote us 70 to 80. And remember you were saying, JJ, actually, don't think you said it on stream, it was in one of our private chats, there's a point where you have to draw a line, because then clubs will just start taking the piss out of you. We can't let these clubs dictate. This is one thing we've been very good at in the last few years. We can't let these clubs dictate an extortionate price for us and we succumb to it. We can't let that happen, because that's what happened to United. Why do you think whenever United are linked to a player, he's another 50 on top of what he's worth? I can totally see that.
But when you're saying stuff as a club and Klopp saying, wow, we're going to wait for Bellingham, we're going to wait for Enzo, we're going to wait until the summer, you're saying that we're going to pay extortionate amount because when you're waiting and Tchouameni's the only bread that you got, and you can't be like, all right, Tchouameni's not the guy, cool, we're going to bring him in and we're going to be good anyway. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. But when you're saying, no, we're resting all our hope on Bellingham and Tchouameni and all these midfielders, they better bang. They better bang. Because if Bellingham comes in and ends up dropping a stinker like Sancho has, it's all over now. It's all over. It's all over. It's another 50 years. Forget about 30. 50 years. We'll win the league. 50. And hold on. And Romz, do you know what's another classic as well? What did I say about the 5-year tragedy?
Yes.
The 5 years. Say Liverpool are not going to win a league for 5 years.
Listen. Back to Panel Scouts when he was for the Giants. That's another thing me and JJ disagreed on at the start of the season. JJ said to me, and it's well documented. It's on Coffish. I actually went back. I don't normally go back and watch streams, but I watched that stream. And when JJ first said it to me, I said, "You're moving mad, JJ. You couldn't even call me a top man. Look, we just won the league. We just did this. We just did that." So JJ, you're moving mad. When I actually watched that stream, it just made sense. This is why sometimes you shouldn't just jump to conclusion. Actually listen and research what people are saying, because it's coming to fruition now. It's started.
And I guess when I said this after the Champions League final.
After
the Champions League final. It weren't in the summer. It was after the Champions League final. It was in April. Bro, it's crazy.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, saying big up lads. This is a shit show. What is happening? Klopp and the coaching staff have to take responsibility for this season, but some of these players have to take responsibility as well. Yeah, they do. Oscar saying, I'm 30 years old. I'm a Liverpool fan since 2002. It's so effing frustrating that being a fan of a huge, one of the biggest clubs in the world, great history, is bringing big boy trophies home every 10 years. Yeah, mad. Moving like Wisła Kraków and that, like them Polish teams. Dead. We know saying apparently Klopp has the God-given right to be LFC manager till he's ready to leave because of one league and a Champions League. Zidane was under pressure with 3 Champions Leagues in the bag. Difference in mentality. Difference.
Yeah.
Lava Bird saying this was a gamble. Klopp's 7th season. This was either going to work or blow up. Too early to confirm, but the signs are not good at the moment. It's blown up, bro. It's blown up. Even if you get top 4, it blew up. Just because
man is sitting 6 and we've got Fulham behind us saying if we win our next game and Liverpool lose, we are going to leapfrog them. We are going to potentially, I thought we'll be on the same level of points. So to say that this isn't, bro, it's already blown up. Like we are not first or second. So, and we're in January. I don't care how many games have been played. I don't care if it's not halfway through the season yet. We are literally sitting in 6. Just lost to Brentford. We drew to Brighton. We drew to Fulham. We drew to Crystal Palace. We lost to Nottingham Forest. We lost to Leeds. We lost to Manchester United. We lost to Arsenal. Guys, when are people going to actually say, yo, maybe this ain't the season that we do sign? Man, were telling me about the title. I heard people talking about, yo, Liverpool go on a run, we could win the title.
Couple days ago, this is.
No, that's what I'm saying. A couple days ago, Romz, I'll go through the list again. We drew to Fulham. We drew to Crystal Palace. We drew to Brighton. We lost to Arsenal. We lost to Manchester United. We lost to Nottingham Forest. We lost to Leeds United. We got spanked by Napoli. Guys, when are we going to actually sit here and say, yo, this shit show has already started. We are already fucked, and it's already the top 4. Do you think I care about top 4? I'm not trying to get into that mentality of thinking, yeah, man, that top 4 on the FA Cup trophy. No, that's what Arsenal were doing, and we laughed. We all laughed at, like, we actually spent time laughing at Arsenal and Arsene Wenger. Now I'm thinking Wenger was actually a genius for getting that shit team into top 4. They had some dead Squalacci in them, man. Like, he was getting them man into top 4. We're struggling to get that. And on top of that, we've got Newcastle to contend with. We've got money for days. You've got Arsenal flying. You've got City. City are crap this season. They're sitting second, but they're crap this season. They've fallen off, and they're sitting second. We fell off. Man, 6. Man fell off, and we are 6. City fell off, and they're second. Do you understand the difference in quality? Like, do you even understand? Like, it's not even about any of that, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference in mentality. Whoever just said that comment there about what do you call it? Zidane. I know it's Real Madrid, and Real Madrid will always be Real Madrid. But do you get the difference in actual quality when it mentality? Sorry, that Jerry just said. Zidane was under pressure, and this guy went back to back to back.
Look at
Three
Chelsea.
people.
Look at Chelsea. Look at Chelsea. Tuchel wins the Champions League. What happens? Bye bye.
Stress.
Bye bye.
Stress.
Di Matteo, another one.
Di Matteo won the Champions League, man, bounced. We're talking about Klopp winning 1 Premier League and 1 Champions League, and man is saying, nah, man, we got to keep Klopp. Ram, big up yourself. But you were talking yesterday about Klopp talking, Liverpool need to have we don't have a contingency plan, and, you know, we need this and need that. My brother, we need to start understanding that the guy's been here 7 years. Like, yeah, exactly.
Big up, man. Big up.
like big up yourself, but it's like, bro, like, we need to start understanding, like, when does he leave then? That we may as well just keep Klopp here for time. Like, he actually may as well just stay here for the next 15 years until Steven Gerrard or whoever else you guys want in charge is ready to be here. Guys, we need to stop being scared. Yeah, it is that little moting. We need to stop being scared of change. Change might actually work. It might not work. I'm not sitting here as a psychic saying, yeah, man, like, this, you know, it's going to work if we just change manager. I don't know. It might actually go to shit. We might get Luis Enrique, who I want, and we might be worse. We might start finishing 10th, but we don't even know that, though. But everyone's so happy with keeping Klopp, and we're sitting 6 out of the Carabao Cup, so far behind Arsenal, who we were laughing at. Let's not forget, we were laughing at last season because they didn't make top 4. We're not even in the top 4. So what happens now? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It's gonna get some of the stats up so people can actually see what's going on in this team as well, just in regards to the game. This is what the tactics board is about. You guys have wanted it, so we're gonna get it. Let's go, man. So these are the stats of the game. Looking at that, it's the same old story. Liverpool on the right, Brentford stats are on the left.
Again, they had more shots on target, yeah?
No, but this has been this when we've done the tactics board before. We have more shots, we have more passes, more attacking third passes, more take-ons, more crosses, but less tackles, less interceptions, less shots on target, and we're nowhere near as clinical as we were before. They had 4 big chances, we had 3. What's the point of having 16 shots? Who are taking these 16 shots? Madness. Like,
sorry, Jerry, can you put that finger up again? What does it mean? So obviously it's saying, I'm looking at completed passes, obviously it's 5-4-3, and then underneath it's saying attacking third. Is that the passes that we made?
Attacking third.
Okay.
Pass.
And can I just
highlight, yeah? That's less than half of our passes.
Our 29 attacking third passes had 4 big chances.
And do you know?
So go on, Romz. Go on.
You know, most of them attacking third chance. We know we've had a problem with the right hand side, but all it was Salah to Elliott to Trent to Salah to. Gee, how many times we go to that right side and they're doing triangles, but there's no productivity from them triangles. They're literally just playing between each other. Then Brentford intercept and go on a counter. That kept happening first half, and then we started to try and switch up. Then we started to put it on the left a bit more, but that Elliott, Trent, Salah thing, it's just, it's outdated. That I don't even. It ended before it ever even begun. But the amount of times I saw that passing pattern, and I'm like, okay, when is the penetrating pass gonna happen? Like, it was just passing patterns with no productivity. It was so frustrating. So, but that's been our story most of the season.
I'm just trying to get my head around it. So we had 543 complete passes in the game, but only 173 of those were in the attacking third. So again, if my maths is correct, that is less than half of our actual passes were made in the attacking third.
Yeah.
Brentford had 29 passes in the attacking third and only completed 118. Let me just deep that again for you guys. Brentford had 29 passes in the attacking third, and they ended the game 3-1. Okay, cool. Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more. Say no more.
It's mad. We're looking here. Then I mean, coming in the next stats it's just funny when you look at them, seeing them. I mean, one of the positives I did want to obviously bring up, and it's mad to talk about positives, was Chamberlain. Looking at the stats, surprisingly, done decent. I know you got the goal. Obviously, that's the pattern of the goal again. Trent getting his first assist. I mean, it's same old, but I mean, at least look, he's starting to come good. I want to say that sparingly, but he's starting to come good. Obviously, passes around the back. Pitch, like obviously, play gets switched very quickly to the right hand side, all into the box, and great run from Chamberlain. Before we hold on, because I know that they're all modeled up here. Hold on, take on. Let's see passes. Let's look at passes, for instance. We're looking here. Actually, before we get into that, sorry, what did you guys think of Chamber?
Yeah,
It was all right. I think it's probably our best player.
yeah.
Yeah, probably our best player.
And it's mad, isn't it? Considering this is a person that's got 6 months on his contract, he's supposed to be done and out, and he's going and performing better than the.
Put it like this: if anything was to happen, I know it's easier said than done because he did score. But if anything was going to happen, albeit him scoring or him making an assist, it was going to be through Ox. Every time he got the ball, he didn't really care about this play football and just passing it around the ball. He was trying to penetrate. He was trying to run in behind. He was trying to dribble the ball. He had penetrated passes. Again, like, I can't say he's shit, but he's like our best shit player in that situation. Do you know what I mean? Because even then, if I actually look at what I expect from my midfielder and the standards I put them, he didn't have a great game. But out of everyone else, he did. Do you know what I mean? But
exactly. And what's this? A message from Liverpool FC. What's this? Your membership and all tickets you have bought will be cancelled. Shut up, man. Shut up. I'm talking about tickets. Anyway, mad. But look, I mean, we're looking here and look, Chamberlain again for Liverpool. The most shots on target, followed by Tsimikas, who had no goals, 2 on target, 3 shots. That's poor. Where Salah and Nunez.
Hold on, no, put that back up.
Yeah, I'll put that back up. I'm gonna bring in.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna bring in Mons, who wants to have his say as well. Big up, Mons.
Me,
I'm gonna pick that back up as well. So those are the stats.
All right, so let's just get this right, yeah. Nunez, Salah, who else is in there? I mean, if you want to throw in any of the midfielders, Elliott, let's say that's 3 players. You're telling me that Pinnock, Tsimikas were all ahead of you. All right, cool. Say no more. Again, this is just more say no more moments.
Wait, dash that up one more time. Just quickly. Dash that last. Huh. That's killing me. Sorry, that's cool. That's killing me. That is killing me.
You know the amount of times Tsimikas got in the 18-yard box, bro?
And done nothing. Nothing.
Bro.
You know what? I can't.
When
People are gonna hate me for this. I saw Tavares get in a similar position yesterday, and he cut it onto his right, and it was a harder opportunity because he had 4 defenders rushing to one side. He faked it and scored with his weaker foot. By the way, I'm not saying Tsimikas needs to fake it, score with his weaker foot, but when Tsimikas received the ball from Ox's like little back heel, he didn't even take a touch infield and just slot it past the keeper. He did what Robertson does. I know you want to be like Robertson, but he literally just thought, let me just get it on target. And like, bro just kicked the ball. He didn't shoot. He just kicked the ball. You know that, and let's be honest, bro, that's actually quite a clear-cut chance. When you look back at it, that is a clear-cut opportunity. Do you know what I'm saying? I can name you a number of left backs that's smacking that first time or taking a touch and slotting it. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough, unfortunately.
It's not. But before I move on to more of the stats, Mons, give us like a couple-minute rundown of your thoughts regarding Liverpool, the game, Linda's, Klopp, whatever angle you want to take.
All right, where do I start? Let's start with Virgil van Vertebrate. Well, invertebrate, because he got no spine. Let's start with him. I think there's now an issue where I think the stakes are high, and I've noticed that with Liverpool and with Van Dijk, he's never been captain material for Liverpool. Whenever he has the armband, he doesn't offer any sort of captaincy for Liverpool. I know there's different type of captains where, some people just lead by example. They're not exactly the most vocal and stuff and whatnot. But that isn't the type of leader Liverpool need. You look at Tottenham, or you look at England, where Kane's the captain. He's not the loudest guy on the pitch, but you could say at times he leads by example. And there's other people. Like, there's many examples, but for Liverpool, you need someone who's actually going to drag you by the ear and shouting, and you have to shout. As much as Henderson is not Iniesta, Henderson is not Odegaard, Henderson is not Thiago. But at the end of the day, after we started the first 15 minutes of the game actually quite well, we didn't approach the game how we did at Leicester. First 15 minutes was okay until Mbeumo got in behind. We were unlucky to concede from the corner, but everyone's head dropped. Everyone's head dropped. If we have a captain on the pitch, do you think anyone's head is even allowed to drop? Well, let me rephrase. If we have a captain that actually does something, that actually has captain-like qualities, that doesn't happen. Robert was captain for 45 minutes on a drugged-up injury. Showed me more captain-like qualities than Van Dijk has ever shown every time he's won the armband. Because every time Van Dijk has to go to ground, he's looking around for saying, what's going on? Not let's pattern up. It's more of a confused look. Before Van Dijk's knee injury, anytime he had to go to ground, he's shouting at man. He don't do that. So why is he wearing the armband? Man are getting the armband off of merit. And I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that at all, for one. Secondly, I'm tired of everything being reactive and not proactive. I'm tired of it. We have 2 attackers in the squad. We have 2 senior attackers in the squad. So why do we persist with 3? You can see, why do we have to drop 10 points for a formation change? Jurgen Klopp, when his system is working, is arguably the best manager in the world. If you want to argue Pep's better, I'm not going to argue against you. But when something goes wrong, Jurgen Klopp is not even in the top 10, top 15 managers in the world. When something goes wrong, Jurgen, Pep Linders, Liverpool, they do not fix the issue. They wait for the storm to pass. And whatever the fuck happens in that storm, you have to ride it out. As low and as horrible, if it means losing 6 home games in a row, then God damn it, you got to lose 6 games in a row. If you drop to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th in the table, we'll be back. In 2020, when we lost everyone, what did we do? We spent a staggering 1.5 million on Ben Davis and Ozan Kabak on loan. We started that window top of the league with Fabinho and Henderson as centre-backs. That's how good we were, by the way. That's how good we were. We put 2 DMs in centre-back and we're still top of the league. But again, it's unsustainable. But what do? We don't react. We wait for the storm to pass. We lost 6 home games in a row, didn't change the formation until Thiago and Fabinho came back from injury. And what happened after that? We won 8 out of 10 games and we finished 3rd. But what is that an example of, guys? Letting the storm pass. We're not dealing with the issue. We're waiting for the players to come back. and then we're getting back to what Liverpool are. We're not adjusting anything. There's no adjustments. It's just we'll get through it, guys.
There's a saying, bro. Life ain't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Klopp and Pep will see the rain come and be like, no, let's stay indoors till it stops, then we'll go back outside. But everything you said, spot on.
They need to be doing an usher and out here dancing in that fucking rain, bro, because the way that we're moving right now, everything that Mons was saying, yeah, like especially the part about the reactive instead of proactive. I don't get why we're like that. Like, I really don't. Like, man is talking, like I said before, Liverpool spent the last 2 windows signing 2 attackers, but the midfield is dying. Yet, we're going to wait until the summer, pray we get Jude Bellingham. I swear to God, if we don't get Jude Bellingham, there's a lot of you out there, I'm coming for your neck. I'm absolutely coming for your necks if we do not sign. I'm blaming you if we do not sign Jude Bellingham. I'll get to Klopp afterwards, but I'm blaming you. Because Klopp then after that, for me, Klopp would have to leave. Like, that's how serious I see the situation. Klopp would have to leave because the reality is you spent about 2 years trying to get this guy. You probably weren't able to get him. If you get him, no problem. If you don't get him, and that's how severe the situation has turned now, you don't get Jude Bellingham, bro, you got to bounce. Because now I'm looking at you thinking, you first of all, you ain't got the pool. And if you don't have the pool, what else? Why are you here? Like again, why are you here? Like, I don't understand this sentiment towards him because he's the best person in each 4 of us here on this panel. He's the best manager we've had in our lives. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, we need something different now because we've reached that stage where he's done the job that he came to do. He got Liverpool back on the pedestal. Thank you so much. You've got us back to a position where people actually respect us. I'm not walking into the room and man are laughing at me anymore. It don't happen like that. Maybe this season, but before, man weren't laughing at me. Man talk to me with respect now. But now you're just putting man back to that position where it's like, yo, he can't play. He supports Liverpool. What do you mean I can't play? You can't play, bro. Like, you don't support Man United, Arsenal, or one of these top teams, then get out of the room, bro. Can't have a conversation. Man didn't want to hear my conversation like 10, 15 years ago. You think I could have debates like this with the man them? Old school. What, and start telling man about, nah, but we won the 05. All right, what he done since 05?
No, of course not. The only thing we're hanging on to is Gerrard, bro. The debate about
Gerrard was like the savior, bro. That was it. So man can't like now. Man can have these conversations. It's fine and whatever, blah blah blah. But if you're gonna put us back to these kind of levels again, it's only 1 season. I'm not trying to be reactionary. I'm not trying to. But we've been talking about this stuff since Jerry said, obviously after the Champions League final. Been literally talking about this. It's not. We were talking about it during the good times. So if we're talking about issues during the good times, surely there has to have been a problem. Surely there must have been like an issue there. If we're winning and man are still seeing issues, what does that tell you, bro? You shouldn't see. I didn't hear about issues when Fergie was going back to back to back winning the Premier League. I didn't hear about issues when Fergie won the treble. Remember, Fergie went 2-3 years about winning the league. I didn't hear about issues. You know what I heard? I heard, nah, it's fine. Don't worry, we'll be back up, bro. I know what I need to do. You could still see that they were still competing. Just Arsenal were doing their thing as well. So it's like you understand, and it's not a problem. I understand Man City are doing their thing. I get it that Arsenal are having a good season. But what I don't get is the shit show that I'm actually watching, and I'm seeing a manager who's devoid of any level of like adaptability. Now I'm really worried because now I'm thinking that's why I want a different manager. Someone asked, big up Cassie, just asked in the chat, who do you want? Luis Enrique. There you go. There's my answer. That's the answer. Why? Because I just want a different manager. I like the style of football. I like what he implements in his players. I like how he develops his players, and I like what he does with his players. I just want to see different football now. That's the position we're just in. Fuck it. You don't want to give me the Luis Enrique? Just give me someone who knows how to tactically change what needs to be changed. I don't even care at this point who it is, because the reality is we've had Brendan Rodgers, Hodgson, and all these fucking bums beforehand. So I'm used to seeing the bums here anyway. Give me a manager who knows what they're doing, no problem. And I guarantee you'll see a change in Liverpool. I guarantee it.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Looking at some more of the stats as well. we're looking at a team, when you're looking at chances created, and this is what's proper scary, is that Liverpool are we create the most chances with the amount of passes we had. We had Trent with 2, Tsimikas with 2, Javier with 2, Salah with 2, Chamberlain with 2. So going forward again, like we've said, Liverpool haven't had a problem. Liverpool haven't had a problem this season. It's defensively. It's when you go on to tackles here. You got Jano in midfield with 5
Jano
out.
was amazing, by the way.
Rico Henry with 3 out of 4, who was pressing up on their forwards. You got Mads Roslev as well. You got attempting 5 tackles. Fabinho's only made 2 tackles, successful. And Chamberlain's next with 2.
Respectfully, Fabinho needs to fuck off to the Serie A.
Hey, what did we say about Salah, by the way? What do we say about Salah and left backs? What do we say about Salah and left backs?
So I don't want to
come up against these kind of left backs. Salah goes.
What I'm saying, Salah's been amazing for us. But against pace, it's always been his kryptonite.
Yeah, for the ends, B.
And that's where the thing is, though. Like when you come up against pacey left backs, for me, like okay, remember when Wan-Bissaka was the best at 1v1s, where man were actually saying dead the 1v1 thing. Just
Sterling was even switching sides.
Yeah. Man was switching sides. Man locked up Mbappe. Yeah, man locked up Mbappe in the champs. Like it was looking a bit long because this Spider-Man was just doing the most. Do you know why? Do you know what used to done him off every time? The Villarreals, the Sevillas, the Celta Vigos even would probably give these man. Do you know why? Because it was snazzy wingers like Correa and them, man. We'll look at man and go, oh, what? It's a one-on-one thing. You think, no. Hey, David Silva, an aging David Silva, just 1-2 it. Because come 1-2 it. That's it. You see what I'm saying? For me, not everyone is Sadio Mane where it don't matter who you are, I'm still going to go at you every time until I beat you. Sometimes you stir up your opponent and you look and go, cool, if I'm not going to beat you in a one-on-one, I'll go get Bobby and we'll just 1-2 around you every time. That's just going to happen every time. But we don't do that because we are persistent in one way of playing. And also, I think I came in just when Romz was maybe discussing it. Harvey Elliott, when he plays right centre mid, it's about 3 5-yard passes between him and Salah, and it equates to nothing. It equates to nothing.
Don't get me started on these fucking passes.
Did you see that?
It's all doing this before you.
Yeah. It's DJ. It's the one. And it goes that one. So it's literally what, bro.
You know what's jarring? Because I'll be honest, right? Him, Trent, and Salah, they were keeping the ball very well. It was triangles for days. They were just popping it. But it was equating to nothing. So it's like, bro, switch the play. Because Rico Henry and I think next to him was a Jensen. Jensen had another good game as well. It was just, they were like, you know what, you don't have it because you're not doing much for it. And I think the one time, I know you're going to laugh once, you're going to love this. The one time they did manage to get him behind, Nunez got to the byline and did nothing with it. Put in some lame cross. So it was just so frustrating, bro. That passage of play, that passing pattern, that's what's worrying. That's the only real consistent pattern of play we had. But it wasn't doing anything at all. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, but remember, we don't react to anything. We played 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1, and it worked. We were even better than Arsenal for like a good 60 minutes of the game. We were much better than them until Diaz come off as well. People just forget that. So, by the way, apart from the fact that it took about 15 drop points to get to that, to even get to that change, yeah, and then you look at Darwin Nunez, you can see he's struggling. You can see Donny is struggling in front of goal. Give him a fucking strike partner. Cool. We're stuck with brother now. We're stuck with him. Regardless of what I think, we're stuck with him. When have we seen the best Darwin Nunez for Liverpool? When he plays off the left. Why did you sign Darwin Nunez? When he fucked us up down the left. So, in a 4-3-3, you are seeing that down the middle, he is struggling. And in front of goal, it's a car crash. But when he's off the left, he is destroying the likes of Man City, Tottenham. His 2 best games for Liverpool. But you want to play Chamberlain on the left. You now have a fully fit centre mid, but you are playing him left wing. You will become Arsene Wenger if you continue with this, bro. You will stay long enough to become a villain. After being our hero.
Well, unfortunately, you know, back in the days, like you had time. It took you a while to become a villain. You become a villain quick nowadays, bro. The same way, teams fall off and teams go. You become a villain quick. Another season this, and you're the villain already. You're the villain already.
Every
Like, I'm
new
looking
year,
here.
the patience just thins and thins and thins, bro.
Exactly. And we're looking here. Look at interceptions in the game. Again, Matthias Jensen, Rico Henry with 2, Pinnock with 2, Christian Nordgaard, a DM in 3. Where's Fabinho? Where's Thiago? Where's Elliot? Where are our centre backs? Where's anyone?
Side to side. There's all that side to side shit.
But
There's all that side to side shit.
Where are the interceptions? Where are the interceptions?
Well, Fabinho, as I said, Fabinho don't make interceptions anymore. Like he's
but back in the day, we had Fabinho making them. We had Verge that would make them. We had Genie that was making them. Now we've swapped him for a Thiago. What's Thiago doing? Man is saying he's our best midfielder. He's defensively our best player. If he's defensively our best player, then we're in the mud. We're in the mud.
Remember though, you gotta remember though, we signed Thiago thinking Henderson was Goretzka. Realistically.
Yeah.
We thought Henderson was Goretzka.
Yeah, for real. For real.
The hierarchy thought Henderson was Goretzka, bro. Because Thiago has never played on his own in the midfield, or he's never kind of done the lone 16. He's always had a partner. Goretzka, Tolisso. They made sure, hey, to get this guy to do his job, give him his legs. How shit did Rodri look in City's first season? How bad was this guy? Man, them are thinking, you to go replace Fernandinho, the great Fernandinho? You? Do you know what Pep did? He said, Gundogan, I need you to help. I need you to help. Be the legs. And luckily, because Gundogan's good at everything else, it works anyways. He has Gundogan. Rodri, if you put Rodri in the same position as Thiago, you're going to get the same shit. These men are conductors. Rodri and Thiago are not Casemiro. These guys are conductors. They control the flow of the game. They are deep-lying midfielders. So therefore, if you are making them spend their time, burn calories, and make the lactic acid build up in their knees, in their legs and that, they're not going to be able to conduct the game how they want to conduct the game. They're not going to be able to control the tempo of the game because they're too busy running around.
Just on that point, Monty, we've all kicked football. No, wow. We've all kicked ball. And you know, when you're tired, you start making tired decisions. You can't make decisions. This is why it's always good to be match fit. This is kind of what you're saying, Monty. When you're fatigued, where let's say you're a winger and you might first half you always want to get your man, you're now just popping it off because you're tired, you can't make the decision. So like you said, Mon, if you're asking a Rodri and a Thiago to do something they're not used to, they then can't do what they're best at. And you're spot on there.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunately the story of his Liverpool career. And you know what I'm saying? And I generally think right now, the fact that Liverpool can't react when the stakes are high, when things aren't going well. Because by the way, it's there's no middle ground for Liverpool. We're either 6th, 7th, or we're top 1st, 2nd. There ain't no middle ground for Liverpool. So when we're flying high, we are actually the best, or in and amongst best, second best. And unfortunately, I think that is now filtering through from the hierarchy to the manager and now to the players, because unfortunately, we are unable to react to when the stakes are high. You know what I'm saying? So again, if Nunez comes in while Mane is still there, stakes aren't as high. Miss as much as you want, broski. Miss as much as you want, I promise you, because you got Mane and Salah there. You know what I'm saying? You got Jota there. Miss as much as you want. But unfortunately, the stakes are high now. So every time Nunez misses, it's a catastrophe. It's a catastrophe. And you know what else makes the stakes even higher? Every time we miss, we've conceded 51 clear-cut chances. Well, we've missed 50. We've conceded 51 massive chances. Yeah? And what that means is that there's pressure to score goals. Goals are now twice as important as they have ever been for Liverpool. At least at one point, for the last 4 years, bar 2020, in fact, even half of 2020. So for the last 4.5 years, I'm excluding the 6 months when we lost our defenders, yeah? We could at least say, hold on a minute. We've got Virgin, fucking Matip, and we ain't conceding. You know what I'm saying? We ain't conceding. We average 2 losses a season. We barely concede goals. So you know what, Salah, Mane, because you man missed 2. Salah misses 2. Mane misses 2. Bare chance. These man miss bare chances, but it doesn't matter because there's a structure in place. Now that there's no structure in place, now that there's no midfield, you know what I'm saying? I won't go into the tactical hole that we keep leaving in the right side, but now that there's no midfield and there's no anchor because Fabinho can't do his job, we're conceding big chances all the time. So Darwin Nunez has to score. And when Darwin Nunez plays at the tip of as the focal point, Salah is no longer a goal scorer. He's a provider. So the goals aren't going to come from Mo. Accept it, man. The goals aren't going to come from Mo like that. And every time, unless Mo plays in the front 2 or an inverted 3, the goals.
No, but I think we all said that before the season even started.
That's not new information to you, man. But unfortunately, Darwin Nunez has had to come in now and be the focal point of the goals. So as good as he's playing, as long as he's not scoring goals, it becomes a bigger issue because we can't even defend. So we have to outscore teams. This is why when it seems like I'm going in on man, it's not even his fault, bro. It's just the fact that we have to score. We have to outscore guys because we can't defend.
16,
Fuck thinking
17.
this game we're going to defend well because we're not. We're not. We've conceded more goals than Everton. We're not going to defend for the rest of the season. We're not bringing in defenders. We have injuries. Virgil's injured. Robertson's injured. Trent isn't a great defender as it is. Milner's injured. We don't defend. So we have to score. So if Nunez is missing one-on-ones every game, it is now twice as bad than it would have been if we just kept an attacker and took the pressure off him. Now Gakpo comes in. And unfortunately, we could now have a light-skinned Jadon Sancho problem where Gakpo's come in now. And if Gakpo does not score when he's in front of goal, it's an issue. When it shouldn't be an issue. Because he should have 5 other attackers who can do the same shit. But it's an issue, bro. It's a massive issue. Now, people will say Gakpo will help. But what if he doesn't? And he takes his time getting in and integrate into the team. And he has every right to do that because he's 37 million, he's 22 years old, and he's new to the team. But now he has to score.
But it's mad. But the thing is, that's backwards because being a team that has to outscore, you're never going to.
That's where we're at, bro.
16, 17, bro.
I know, but even 16, 17, you're not going to get an attack like that. That's that consistent. That's a once in a generation type of attack.
Right.
You're not going to get that again.
I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, but that's what if we want to get anywhere, we have to outscore teams now.
I know, but the problem is that doesn't make any sense because we know that we're not going to. Salah's what we did. This is what doesn't make any sense. You got rid of Mane, yeah. That was the more of the creator out of the 3. And you swapped to Mane for the goal scorer, and I've told the goal scorer to become a creator, which he's not good at. Just because he's creating chances, he's not good at it, though. He's not good at it.
You know what it is? He can, but it's not his game. He's not. He's not good at it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like whether he can or whether he's created a chance, he's not good at it, though. He's not good at it because when you're comparing him, you're like, all right, then we need you providing this amount of chances every single game, and it needs to be like clear cut, and you need to score goals. He can't do it. He can't do it because what happens? He's good when he's in the box. When he's in the box scoring, that's when Salah gets his goals. But if he doesn't get a goal, he doesn't do anything else. He does little 1-2s, little rolls of the shoulder, drops of the shoulder, a dead shot from outside the box, and then that's it. So I
agree. I don't think Salah's reduced to just goal scoring, but I just think he is an elite system player. And that's as far as it goes. He's an elite system player. And if you alter this, if there's a tweak to the system that's too sudden, it's an immediate thing that you see with Mo. And that's what is so frustrating with us. We're playing like we still need Bobby to play every game.
Yeah.
That's how we are still playing 4-3-3 as if Bobby needs to be there. If there's no one connecting the back to front in transition, we are done out here when it comes to creating.
What do you guys even?
Doesn't matter.
Like that, what you're saying, Mons, but it's truthful still. What I was gonna say is like you see with Gakpo, yeah. Obviously, I don't know. Maybe you guys have watched him there. I don't know, so I can't. I'm not gonna judge him because I haven't seen him like that. But have you ever had did you think we'd get to a point, yeah, where we're getting a signing in and you're looking at man and you're thinking, yeah, you're all right. Like, I don't really know what you're gonna do here because you're not really like what we need, but you look decent, you know what I mean, in Holland and that, you know what I mean, on the World Cup, you looked good as well, like scored a few goals and, you know, this, that, and the third and whatever. But, you know, like them kind of signings, like when we got in the Allisons, when we got in the VVDs, when we got in the Manes and the Salahs, like you were very, very confident just in their own abilities, but in what they were going to add to the team. I look at Gakpo and I'm just like, I don't even really know what he's coming to kind of do, because as Jerry alluded to before, it's not like goal scoring is a problem here. Like we've had bare injuries that are like up top anyway, and it's not like we're still worried about scoring goals. We can still score goals. That's not really the issue here. And it goes back to what I said about Klopp. You spent 2 windows, you spent 100 million, and you bought 2 attackers. Man are telling me we ain't got no P's. I know we ain't got no P's, because man is spending that P on fucking 2 attackers when the real problem of the team is the midfield. Until he gets that right, the attackers don't make no. You can have anyone really in the style and tactic that we play. It really, who you have up top, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, to be honest. You could kind of really have most people in there, obviously of a decent enough quality. From when we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain playing left wing, that probably tells you that we can kind of put anyone realistically in there amongst obviously a decent enough quality there. But man, we've got Ox there, so it's not like I'm worried that we're not going to score goals. But like I said, we just spent 2 windows, we spent 100 million, and we haven't even rectified the problem of the actual team. So when people keep telling me, nah man, but let's wait for that Arab money, and when we get that P, yo, Klopp's going to buy what? You think Klopp's going to buy Mbappe, Valverde, Jude? Like, he's not doing that. Man's not going there. He's not going to do that. He's definitely not going to do that. So then what happened, bro?
You just made me realize something.
What?
We have a midfield crisis. We're playing a one dynamic midfielder left wing.
Again.
No, hold it. No, take it in. We've been crying out for a dynamic midfielder. So until we get one, we have Ox, right? Until we go and get one, we have Ox. It's taken him a year and a half to get a run of games to be. This is the fittest he's been. Remember, this is the first time he's played had 3 starts.
Yeah.
In like what, in a year and a half or something like that. They said it in the game. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the one time, and let's be honest, he looks healthy. I'm not gonna front. He looks quite healthy. Yeah. You know, his cheeks are, you know, he's healthy now. Cool. Why are we forced? So we have this midfield issue. Why are we then forcing Harvey, who is a winger, to play centre mid? But then we have a centre mid who's playing left wing. And it gets worse. Because Naby Keita has now come off the bench for 4 games in a row. And his time on the pitch is increasing every game. And you can tell Naby Keita is 100% fit. He's fit.
But months, it goes again. This is why when I was saying about the Klopp Out thing and whatever, realize everything you just said, but then also add to the sheer fact that if we're not going to be naive and we're not going to be stupid and we're not going to sit here and act like Klopp isn't the one actually signing these guys, which we know he is. You signed the number 10, you put him left wing. You got in a left winger from your academy, you put him in centre midfield. You got a deep line playmaker and you put him on the left of a free to do fucking God knows what. I don't know what else I need to keep telling people about Klopp. What else do you need to see, guys? Like, when everything is perfect, as Mons just said, when everything is perfect, yeah, Klopp can do that. But what is that like? You need everything to be amazing, and then you're gonna turn into this like top quality, amazing manager, and you can do this and you can. I don't want a manager like that. I don't need a manager like that who can only realistically work within the perimeters of everything. Literally, yes, I've got everything I need. The stars align, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I need a manager who can adapt. I'm not, again, guys, just so that people don't get twisted in the chat. Like, I'm not saying you need to win the league every single year. I don't care about that. I'm just talking about being able to do the basic things that I expect a top level manager to do. As Mons just said. So what? When the stars align, he's the top, arguably one of the best managers alongside Pep Guardiola. but when the stars don't align, that's not even in the top 10, 15. How the hell is your drop off so mad? Like, how that shouldn't be such a mad drop off where I'm like, right, you're not even like, I'm looking at Eddie Howe and thinking maybe he can come into Liverpool and do a job. Maybe he looks like he's coaching his players clearly to third place at the moment with not that. And even though they're spending money, let's look at the quality of players in comparison to Liverpool. Somehow he's got them working. I don't know how, but he's got that. He's got John Joe Shelby and Willock and Longstaff and Joe Linton and Bruno and fucking whoever that Wood brother up top, Callum Wood. He's got these man really playing decent football through coaching and style of play because he's been able to adapt. Bearing in mind, he took them from when they were in relegation, fighting to stay in the league, and he was able to change that around. So I'm now a bit confused. Like Klopp, I like everything you've just said. I don't get why people are on man staying for so long. Like it's annoying because like, bro, he's showing you
in front of your eyes.
Like in front of your eyes, like this guy, like I said, he's someone who gets you to here. Yes, he has done that. He has put Liverpool back on a pedestal. He has done that job. Liverpool have to move on from this guy now. He cannot continue here because he's never, ever done it. The guy's not a 40-year-old manager. Klopp's in his, 50s? 50s, I think he is, I believe, like in his 50s, pushing on to him with 60s kind of soon. So this isn't a young manager where I'm like, yeah, okay, well, he's got time. He's an Eddie Howe. Let him, get into the game, a bit more experience. Brother, he's been doing this. He's been here for time. He's been playing. He's been playing and managing for years. So he's not even.
My philosophy. He said my philosophy.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah,
word for word. I have faith and I have trust in the players at my disposal.
Yeah, it was never like this that we could just spend money. We never did. We can't just spend, and we never could. It is big. It is a big part of my.
It's the way he said
my like.
the emphasis on it. My.
Players we have. He said it now. There's no debate about, but it's FSG and they don't want to give him money. Like, scrap all of this Oliver Twist.
And you know what,
JJ, he's coming to FSG with his hands out, like, please give me something.
JJ,
I'm making meals with scraps. Dead.
Klopp even has more evidence to back up what he just said in that tweet. At Dortmund, he saw the same thing. So when he's saying my philosophy, we've seen it elsewhere. So he's not lying.
No, but you know, Romz, you know what's even mad? At Dortmund, man was losing his best players. He's keeping them here. He's keeping his best players here.
But he loved losing his best players.
Yeah. He loved that.
I've got another challenge now. Like, it kept him alive. It kept him alive. That's what it is.
This underdog, man. I just don't. Why do you always want to be the underachiever? Like, we did this with such. They both just win. Want to be the best? I don't get it.
We heard it in the book, and obviously I don't want to quote that book too tough like that, but we heard it in, I think it was Pep Yinders talking about, or Klopp, one of the two, but I think it was Pep Yinders speaking about that. They don't want to they want to beat the best instead of actually being the best. I can't remember the exact quotes of someone.
Like we're always trying to compete. Winning's not the key, but we just always want to compete. It was something along them.
Yeah, it was like someone in the chat. Obviously, you'll be able to let me know, kind of thing. But it's like, guys, like, listen to the mentality, bro. Please listen to the mentality, and then please understand why I would get so frustrated with this manager and the coaching staff, because this is the mentality. Remember, it funnels throughout the entire club. So Lauren, the dinner lady, freaking my man who's at the flipping doing the ticketing office, the Donny who cleans the shit in the toilets, like, all of these guys are literally
probably at the ticket office just smiling.
Bro, all of them, it funnels through, goes down to the academy players. It literally, they you don't think these 8-year-olds, the under 8s, are not looking at Klopp and thinking, I want to play for Liverpool, I want to play under Jurgen Klopp, and listening to the words that he's saying. The parents are listening, the fans in and around Anfield, they're literally listening to this guy, and you're hearing these kind of quotes. But for some weird reason, you guys are not saying anything. Everyone's keeping quiet. So when people like myself, like a Jerry, like a Romz, like a Motz, whoever, when we say anything, now it's like, you lot are just being negative. Yeah, you never been to Anfield. Go support your locals. Go support So what? Because I don't agree with what the guys. Because I don't agree with a negative mentality. I'm negative.
But look,
How do two negatives make a positive? I don't get that.
We're gonna hold on this whole talk because we're gonna go in. We can go in for ages with that.
No, we can go for time.
We've got a special show coming this evening. The special show.
Oh yeah.
The inners versus the outers. That's what I'm gonna call it. The Klopp in versus the
Yeah, that'll be that's it.
Yeah, Klopp in versus Klopp out. We got to do that. So I'm just gonna run through some of the comments as well, and I'll let you guys know at the end of the show what's coming up later on today. But Surge Gamer, big up to yourself, saying it's time for Klopp. It's time up for Klopp. He's tactically inept, seems to have an underdog mentality, nothing else to offer, being carried by past achievements that he rightfully won. Don't want a Wenger situation. Pyrex King saying, lads, why are you lot being in the Klopp out mob? He's literally your most successful manager. You weren't saying it when you were challenging, in my opinion. It's wrong in behavior. G just explained it. King Cantona saying, facts. We call it United tax. Club's been doing that for time, so now it's become the norm to get charged more than the others would, regardless of if we're doing good or bad. The tax always gets added on. It's sad.
You got King Cantona, but I've seen, and we're slowly turning into you, bro. Yeah. Slowly but surely.
Albert Boafo, big up to yourself, saying, "Can we talk solutions?" Wait for later. I mean, this evening's stream. It's going to be interesting. Ravi saying, serious questions for the panel. Jerry, Jude Bellingham, is it the answer for us for Liverpool? Quick answers. I'm saying no.
No.
You got three no's. Serge Game is saying, unrelated topic. Do you man play Football Manager? Would be sick if y'all did an online save and play on stream, Twitch or on YouTube. Gee, you know what? We need to do that.
100%. Yeah. I'm down.
And we got it on Twitch as well. We got it on Twitch.
I've never played FM, but apparently it's just a dip. Like you'll stop your life.
Yeah, bro. University was loose. Like there was no university. It was just Football Manager, bro. It was just football.
Loose. And that you're there in lectures, just sitting on the computer doing this,
getting vexed, thinking, "Why are you 2-1 down, bro?" Like I don't get it.
I'll say it like this.
You know, you're like, no, I need my attackers to kind of, I need the what do they call that?
When you're doing this, you're in the library, you're looking like you're on smoke. Everyone's thinking, you know what, this brother is. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. And Lava Bird saying Bobby's off to Saudi.
See you later, mate.
And John Sebanda, big up to yourself, saying, I did not see tactical changes from Enrique at the World Cup. What you saying about Enrique ain't backed by facts from the World Cup.
That's the problem. You're looking at like what the smallest segment. Again, if you've not watched Enrique for longer than the World Cup, then I can't help you, bro.
Yeah.
I'll let you do that.
If you're gonna go off the World Cup, then you won't understand anything.
Amrabat is the best defensive midfielder in the world. Yeah. If we're going off the World Cup.
John Sebanda saying Klopp should go there. There are better managers, even though you can't name a viable option. I just need a logical solution. Easy to complain non-stop.
I literally just said the solution. People don't like the solution, and then they moan that we're not giving. I don't get it. Like you're moaning at me not giving. I gave you a solution. You don't like that solution, so that's a you problem now. I don't know what to do.
Plus, that's not the problem. That's like me saying I'm going to stay with an abusive partner because I believe there's no better partner for me out there. No one thought Arteta was the man until this season. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
No one thought Arteta was the man.
I'm joking.
You're not. It's okay now.
Yeah, Oscar saying, Jerry, do you support any Polish club? Yes, I do. Lech Poznan.
I think you said this before. Yeah, you said that before.
Yeah, I played for them. Lech Poznan, innit? But Trudon saying, you got it bad settings.
That's
you got it bad.
That's what I'm saying. We need man dancing in the ring, bro.
Big tune, no? Big tune.
I think I'm saying Gakpo was going to be our new CM. Just watch.
Gak Linton. I've said it. Gak Linton. He's going to come in, be the 8, and he's going to be a very good 8. But he's not staying in that front three.
Revenant saying, Jerry, facts. The defense should be the priority. We shouldn't be conceding like that. That's the issue. That's the issue. Maxwell Mugo saying, Monts W. Big up for Monts. Big up to Any saying, look, Mo, an actually interesting point. Mo wasn't scoring at the end of last season. It's deeper than just the addition of Nunez. He stank it up at the end of last season. He might be done.
But when I said it in our actually carry on, JJ.
From January to the end, you might get the odd performance.
But
But is he the
JJ,
same?
how many times did I say in the summer it's an uncomfortable situation, but we've seen the Aubameyang, the Özils, the Pogbas, when you get that big lucrative contract, you start to down. I'm not saying he is, but you start seeing it. And I also said I don't think Salah's going to hit that level. Liverpool fans thought he is. Oh, you don't know anything. Look at what he's done for us. Look, he's scoring 20 odd goals a season. This might be This might be the first one. I think second one where
There's way too much loyalty in sports, man. There's way too much loyalty. When I look at the American sports, man,
They're
if you're not
ruthless.
providing, you're gone, bro. If you're not providing, you're gone.
Bro, look, you're saying that, bro. Look at basketball, bro. You think man are looking at Kyrie Irving and thinking, but them man will dash Kyrie to the flipping curb, and Kyrie's one of the best players in the game, bro.
Look what's happened to Russell Westbrook in the last 4 seasons.
In the last 4 seasons, prime example.
Man,
Come on, bro.
Man's gone from all-star to bum, bro. Like, get out,
Bro. I'm hearing people.
Is Russell Westbrook the guy? What?
Yeah. Literally him, bro. I'm hearing people even though he's one of, if not the greatest up there with Michael Jordan, I hear people questioning LeBron because the Lakers look kind of dusted. I'm like,
they're saying,
what?
That's like, yeah.
I know you two thinking only this could happen at my football club.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, bro, of course. I wish this could happen. I wish.
But Annie's making sense, man. Annie's making sense.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'll pick up Annie, man.
Yeah, it's got to be a conversation. And for Rods and Nick saying, big up them and them straight. Big up. Big up. And Dicker saying, committee has been recalled. That's Phillips off then. I guess so. Patrice 220 saying, we need Amrabat for sure. Amrabat, Ox and Thiago sounds good to me. The more pace than what we've got and the more legs than what we've got in there right now. It'd be better. I wouldn't lie. It'd be better. It doesn't solve this situation, but I mean, it'll be better. Dennis Waweru, big up to yourself, saying this season is reminding me a lot about Wenger after 2007. Arsenal went from having a team that was physically dominant to one that was skillful but getting bullied so easily. Facts. Gary Richards saying Salah at the moment is the water carrier. MA saying big up everyone, going to be sick how we still get top 4.
I hear that.
Victor Ojomo saying let's play a 5-3-2 formation now. I would love that formation against Real Madrid next month. Jesus.
Why are we talking about other formations? You know what it takes. You know what it takes for Liverpool to change formation. A dropped 15 points on average and about 17 injuries, and then maybe we'll think about changing formation.
We would need more centre backs than midfielders. Like we'd have to have like 1 midfielder available and like 7 centre backs available and like no attackers. And then he might think about it because he'll be thinking, you know what, I've got more centre backs, so I kind of maybe should just play them instead of playing.
Exactly.
Again, like the corner today, you're not going to look at the fact that Brentford took 3 corners, scored from 3 corners, even though one of them counted, and then we'll probably react on the 4th corner.
Yeah,
maybe that. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's mad. Redbird saying Jamie Phillips said his sources told him we ain't getting due.
Actually, I'll say off.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Remember what you asked? That reminds me.
Sources, not sources. I'm not gonna question anyone's sources, but a lot of men don't have sources, so it's just. Do you know what I mean? Well, but if you know, innit? I guess ITK, innit? ITK. LFC Aaron saying we'd end up using Bellingham like we use Wijnaldum. Yeah, we would. But that'd probably be better than what we got now. And Oscar saying, I'm repeating myself, guys. How can you put underdog mentality into the biggest club in the country? I cannot stand that. It makes me want to throw my TV outside the window.
Firstly, Oscar, please do not throw your TV outside the window. That would be very silly of yourself, and I don't want you to have to buy a new TV just because of Liverpool.
Don't let Liverpool get to that level, bro.
Yeah, man. Just don't do it, man.
Been there, but just don't.
Blue Rider saying, question to the Klopp Out people. Who do you want to replace him and how long do you give him? Well, guess what? That's a great segue because later on today, by popular demand, there's been some beef in the group chat. We've got the show. We've got the Klopp In versus the Klopp Out show. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting one. Hot takes, hot debates. It's going to be fiery. Probably be around We'll let you guys know. We'll let you guys know. But it will definitely be happening this evening today, people. Will definitely be happening. So make sure you go subscribe. Make sure you got the notifications up as well. Big up to everyone that's been smashing a like, all the comments. Also, Mont, before we head out, thanks for coming on. Just plug your thing, man. Plug Big Six.
Big Six Pants. Y'all know what it is. It's not just about losing. It's about losing and getting bullied on your own channel. You know what I'm saying? You know how it goes down. It was hard yesterday. It was a very, very difficult day yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We are about 23, 24 subscribers away from 3,000. So if you guys want to get me to that, then yeah, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
But yeah, man, make sure to check out obviously GTV because he's got his review of the game there as well. So that's obviously already been uploaded. And yeah, as we said, make sure because the panel's going to be crazy. We've got Ram coming on, we've got G coming on, we've got a couple others as well, special guests that I don't really want to go and talk about yet, but they're going to be coming on. So the Klopp In versus the Klopp Out debate will be popping off later on today. So make sure if you haven't caught this, you're catching that as well. But yeah, anything to say before we head out, people?
Yeah, then Klopp, don't stay long enough to become a villain. And if you are going to stay, fix up.
I'm just going to divert away from football. I hope you've had a good new year. I hope your resolutions, I hope they've not folded before they've even started. But you know them ones. Oh, man.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, you know what I mean? I don't even want it to be... What's the date today?
Third.
It's the 3rd of January, and the man's looking at Liverpool like, bruv, like, I feel like we're in the 12th of December 2023 already. Like, come on now, man. Let's smile, people, man. Let's smile. And obviously, guys, like, just enjoy the debates, man. Enjoy the debates. Drop your opinions. Drop your thoughts. Like, respect everyone. If someone's got a difference of opinion, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, no one. I'll be so honest with you. I said this the other day. I will tell you right now. Me, Jerry, Mons, Romz, anyone else that you listen to, none of us are correct in our opinion. You know why? The only opinion that matters is Jurgen Klopp's and the people who run the football club. We just have an opinion at the end of the day. Do you get what I mean? So we just got to respect that regardless. So yeah, man, we just keep it light. We just keep it happy. And bye-bye, Klopp.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a J Show and we're out, people.
Peace.